it's a more popular. We're here. Hopefully,
we're here,
yeah,
we're here, and
the
we're
microphone is
alive.
moving.
We're here because we're here.
We're here because we promised we would be.
Yes.
Right, take us away, Ross.
Welcome back to Wild Beyond the WitchLight. So last week you continued making your way through Bavlova's hut and came face to face with the hag who was the ruler of Hither. Deciding that you probably couldn't take her on at the moment, you opted to make several deals with her. The first was to get Clapperclaw's head, and the way you did that was you went down into her pool and defeated a gelatinous cube or cylinder in this case, and then she offered effectively to let you take the head in exchange for going to go and mess with her sister.
We also had to go. Well, no. So for her to tell us that she had the head, we had to go and get the bits for her taxidermy first.
Yeah, so
box
she
of
sent
dead things.
box of dead things, go kill the cylinder, and then you promised to, quote, deal with her sister, Scabatha Nightclaw.
Yeah, we'll make a really nice deal where we come back and backstab her.
We used to back.
We said deal with it. We didn't say how we'd do it.
Scabatha Nightshade,
didn't.
sorry.
We could be
yes.
sneaky too.
Scabatha Christie.
We could send her on a really long trip.
Having returned Clapperclaw's head to his body, you left aboard Frank, your raft with a tree growing out of it. Perfectly normal D&D sentence then.
Needs a mast.
Yeah.
Bit small at the moment. And you travelled. During the process of travelling, you levelled up, and you find yourselves early morning, sort of the raft crashed against the bank of a river. The druid is still sort of on the raft, sitting sort of curled around the tree. The wizard has sort of been thrown onto the bank. The half-orc is sort of lying face down.
Face in the river.
Sorry, face up in the river. And the Harrington is miraculously unaffected.
Nowhere to be seen.
He's just waking up and everyone else is scattered like, where'd you all go?
What?
But you wake up and you find yourself in the mists part to reveal a primeval forest. A fragrant breeze wafts between enormous trees, sending motes of pollen dancing into the air. Patches of sunlight kiss the forest floor, and the sweet melody of bird songs echoes all around. And for ease, the map has been slightly changed, so there are lots of little waterways, so you can navigate it.
For the ease of Frank.
For the ease of Frank.
This is different.
We're not in Kansas anymore, as previously stated.
There's birds. There's a smell of scent of achoo. Hay fever.
Right back at you.
We do. Now you achoo.
It's not going to go on all evening, is it?
And can you all make a perception check, please?
Probably.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not
nice.
receive anything.
That's the wrong
That's
dice.
a good start.
Oh, that's not going to work.
4.
Who got the highest?
21.
21. So as two of you are sort of groggily waking up, the druid is sort of fussing and tending to the tree. The Harrington is looking around, and you see a wanted sign tapped sort of against one of the trees. Do you go and investigate?
Yeah.
Roll a d8 for me, please.
Oh, I don't have one else. I have a D8, so.
It's for us.
6.
6. Cool. So you go and see a sort of a very stereotypical, cartoony scroll wanted poster that says "Wanted, Will of the Wild," and you sort of see a scrawny 11-year-old boy dressed sort of in rags that has been drawn, and the reward on the wanted poster. The rapskillion vexes me. Deliver him to me alive and unharmed, and I'll curse one creature who you name.
Curse one. I'll rip it off. I can rip it off, right?
Yeah,
There's a bunch of little tags at the bottom of
I rip it off and I go, yeah.
Us!
Hey, where's your glasses?
Read this.
It's a one
What does it
poster
say?
for a child.
What's the reward?
A curse or something.
Who wants children?
Not us. I'm talking about on someone else.
Maybe
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
The drawing does not look like any of you in the slightest.
Good.
Maybe
It
he's
is
one of the children that's gone missing from the carnival.
Maybe.
You know, bottom of the priority list.
Or the one that's caused the most trouble and actually got away.
It's the, you know, the hopes, the dreams, the children.
I'll roll it up and I'll give it to the wizard.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll put it with the rest of the random writing detritus in my bag.
He'll use that later to blot some ketchup out of his beard.
Or he might not have any toilet roll.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah.
That's what rabbits are for.
Oh. Oh.
I don't think I can catch him, to be fair.
Yeah.
Acton, come here.
Fuck boy.
What begins with come here and ends in ugh.
Yeah, I'd stay away from Igo for a while.
I go dump.
Right. Shall we just continue heading up our little river friend here?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Meandering along,
Doodling along.
hunting.
Yeah.
And if you look to your left, you'll see the colleges of.
You are so beautiful.
Yeah, you can punt along the river. You notice that as you go through the forest, it looks surprisingly intact for what you'd expect in the Feywild.
And green.
It's surprisingly green. There are lots
It
of
doesn't. Sorry.
massive. Oh, God.
It doesn't look flooded like the other one
No.
did. So,
So
it's
where
like,
the
Dead.
so the hither had it was all fungi and
Yeah.
marsh and flooded, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this seems more sort of
Stinky,
foresty.
stinky water.
Forest or rainforest?
Forest. So it seems more what you would expect a forest to be. As you travel along, the druid probably notices sort of first that it's a very old forest. As you look, there are lots of sort of big, old, sort of well-established trees. There isn't much new life
Lots
growing
of
here.
things to burn.
Never ask a forest its age.
This forest has forgotten its age.
There's also some mountains as well, right? Or they hills.
We can't see
You can't
through the
see.
trees.
We're in the forest.
Trees are green.
Trees are in.
Trees are green.
Could I do any scouting with familiar to try and see above the trees?
Yeah, if you want, so you can send your you will see the view overlaid to the real world's view.
Yeah.
Oh
boy.
As your
So suddenly the wizard leaning over the side of the road.
as your peacock sort of flies up and perches sort of at the top level of trees, you do see sort of stretching out. You can see the same turrets that you saw in hither, sort of over here, sort of
Right.
stretching over the top of everything.
Okay.
And you can see again, sort of there's like a mountain ridge going down the centre of what is predominantly a green. It's green for almost as far as the eye can see. Make a perception check at disadvantage because you're probably struggling and you're trying to see into the distance.
That is a 9.
Yeah, no, you can just see green.
Have you got your new rolls for your?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a 13
Just
and
thought
a
I'd
5.
check. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The current takes you and it sort of slides you off the main the main body of the river and sort of throws you down to a series of weirs until the raft bumps into the bottom of sort of a large mountain-like structure. The rising rocky hills.
Yeah. They kind of so the woodland doesn't go up those. No.
No.
I think what I'll do for ease of the map a little bit is there we go. Well, zoom it in a little
Make
bit
it bigger.
And have an ad break.
Wow. We'll cancel that one, so we've gotten rid of 15 minutes worth of ad breaks. Right. So, Is there a tree nearby we can tie Frank to?
There are many.
Plenty of trees.
I go and poke the tree.
Make sure it's not awake.
Oh, yeah,
Make sure it's not awake.
From what happened in the last one, I don't know that we.
There is no response from the tree.
Ow, that's my hole.
Oh, good. We've got trees that no longer talk back.
I'll
Well,
Take-
that tree doesn't
I'll
talk
take
back.
Frank out of the river,
Yeah.
lean him up against the tree, and then tie him to the tree.
Remember, Frank's got a tree growing out of him now.
Yeah, to be a little bit careful, yeah.
Oh, how's the egg?
It's alive and it's fine.
There you go.
It's alive!
No.
I think we should go to the mountains.
Hmm.
Get a
Yeah.
high view of
View,
things.
yeah, see where we
Probably
actually
good
want to
idea.
go.
It takes you sort of a half an hour to an hour. You are sort of scrambling up the side of the mountains. For some of you, it's really easy. For others of you, it's not.
Oh no.
Where I just like take a step up and you're like,
Do you need any magic assistance?
I imagine Igo's just sort of picking him up and sort of manually moving him.
Well, put him on his back. You've got some straps. We can strap him to your back.
yes. And then when I fall off the mountain,
Cushion.
Yeah.
Well, actually.
I don't know, that would be cushioning.
No, it would have been
No.
more like dust.
A bit too bony for that, yeah.
And after all,
I'll help him up.
I'm not going to make any.
Yeah.
There are footfalls. It just takes a while. You sort of climb up the and start to notice that as you reach much closer to the summit,
Yeah.
you notice that there is actually sort of a path in the rock
Ah.
now.
Destined.
Check it for traps.
Something's been here before us then.
Do a little minor illusion
I
of a little
mean,
trap in the corner. There's one.
We might as well follow the dirty road.
Yeah.
Dusty road.
Take me home.
You can go first.
Sure. Put the wizard in front of me.
Time
I
to
cast
your
mage
armor.
armor.
As
As
you-
actually, I do cast mage
As the
armor.
mountain sort of begins to level out, you do notice that there is some more tree growth here. Now that the trees can actually, there's something for them to cling to.
Yeah.
And cozy torchlight radiates from a cave in the wooded mountainside. 20 feet from the cave is a tree with a weathered sheet of parchment nailed to its trunk.
Let's go have a look at that.
Okay. It is another wanted poster.
Same
Is it
person?
the same?
This one is for El Willow of the Wild, or El Willow of the Wild, and it looks like very much the same person in a sombrero and a moustache.
Ah, twin brother.
Yes.
And can someone
Which
roll me
one's
a
the evil
D8,
twin?
please?
I rolled last one.
3.
Bring me this imp alive and unharmed, and I will bury you up to your neck in silver.
Is
Doesn't
that
seem
really
very-
something you want?
No, it doesn't seem very pleasant.
It's a lot of silver.
Well, yes, but being buried up to your neck is probably not the best part of it.
It depends. Are they going putting your head in the ground first, or
I mean, it's
is this head
Very
attached to my body?
it's going to be a bit
Very
different.
vague.
You being buried in silver
Yeah.
to Igo being buried in silver.
Yeah, you want to bury Igo in silver, surely.
Yeah.
We'll add it to the collection.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe we can collect a whole set. They're like football collectible cards.
Yeah.
They are numbered sort of
We've
1,
got all the variants.
5. You're going to start a new trading card
Yeah.
game.
All the same person.
No, this is a completely
No,
different
you,
person.
sorry.
look,
Yeah.
It's got moustache.
Yeah.
Different name.
Silly me.
He's wearing a hat.
Silly me.
Yeah, got a moustache. Totally different person.
Totally got that wrong.
Torchlight, you say, coming
Yes.
from a cave.
Yep, there's torchlight coming from the cave.
Any
on
sounds
this
coming
side
from
of
the cave?
mountain. No.
I will make a loud noise to sort of
Then it
let
call-
somebody know that we're out here.
Call
What,
out.
what specifically do you...
I'll throw a rock against the cave wall.
From sort of deep, from inside the cave, you hear a very, very weak voice. Just, Is someone there?
Oh, sorry to disturb you. Hello, yes.
I'm trying to
Cave inspectors.
trying to find you for your car warranty.
Were you Miss Old PPI?
No.
Would you like to spend some time talking about the Messiah?
He's not the Messiah, he's a very
naughty
naughty
boy.
boy.
I walk up to the cave mouth.
Inside the cave, a wizened old man wearing a blindfold
I
sits at
turn
a
back
spinning
and look at
wheel.
our wizard.
Like a relative of yours?
He looks much older than your wizard.
My God,
I
he's
stand behind
He
you.
He
must be a
took,
bad
he took a lot longer to find the immortality.
His eyes went.
Surrounded by piles of gold. As he spins, he reaches down and grasps handfuls of gold, which transform at his touch into gleaming golden fibres.
What?
So there's an old man sitting in front of a spinning wheel, sort of the thing you would do.
Spinning
If he asks
Yeah.
you to guess his name.
And he is surrounded by a mountain of gold.
His name is Crumpled Foreskin.
David, are you... Oh, sorry.
I thought it was about to look up.
Marius,
What?
are you looking into the cave as well?
You're looking into, sorry, what?
Are you looking into the
I
cave?
will be looking into the cave, yes. I shall be standing behind Igo and sticking my head up.
I'm on the other
Well,
side.
literally, I'm stood in the doorway and
Yeah.
you just see these heads appear.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
One from the side, one from the kneecap.
Well underneath.
You do notice that there are sort of faint shadows, maybe? There's something behind him.
We come in peace.
Is it that there's light in the cave, isn't there?
There are torches around him as well, but he is wearing a blindfold.
We're not nasty people or enemies. Honest, Scav.
Did you just say we're enemies?
Oh,
No, we're not
I
enemies.
heard him say, we're not nasty people, we're enemies.
Yeah, that is what I heard. That is what I heard.
We're not enemies, all right. Let me just clarify that.
Okay. I will walk into the cave. I don't know what I'm going to say. Hello there.
We are weary travellers, but looking for... Oh, no.
This is rather an unusual setup, isn't it?
It is my penance.
And what have you done wrong?
I have led a cruel and heartless existence. I earned these riches by exploiting my tenants' misery, buying up condemned property and renting it out for an exorbitant fee.
He's a slumlord.
Yeah. Granny Nightshade is helping me to make amends. I told her I wanted to put my bad deeds behind me and my ill-gotten gains to good use.
Agatha Nightshade?
No, it was Granny
Nightshade.
Nightshade.
Yeah, but
Well,
isn't it?
yeah, actually, it might be Granny Nightshade, yeah.
She cursed me to dwell forever in this cave, spinning my gold into useful items for anyone who comes my way.
How long have you been here?
It's
I
the
don't know.
it's the Skittles advert all over again.
I don't sleep, I don't eat, I don't rest.
I'm going to do a produce flame and walk kind of further into the cave, so I'm producing my own light.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can see anything about these shadows. I mean, it's not great light, but
So as you walk forward, you can sort of see it's sort of like ghost spirit sort of apparitions. They shrink from the light, but there is literal mountains of gold, so it's kind of hard to shrink from the light in here. You notice sort of a grubby child, and sort of he's got one shoe on. He's got sort of, you can see his ribs poking out of his shirt.
this is a spirit, yeah.
Are these basically the ghosts to haunt him whilst he does his work? The people he wronged.
As you can see sort of various women in shawls, and again everyone looks very thin, very emaciated, and they don't look happy. They look sort of very, very angry. And I'm guessing you sort of turn back to him if someone asks him. And I am haunted by my own words. As long as my ill-gotten gains were put to good use, my bad deeds would remain behind me. You are beholding the relentless apparitions of those I hurt. They lurk behind me, tormenting me, poking at my ribs, whispering in my ear. I can't bear to look them in the eye, not after what I did.
So you create anything on your wheel? The gold. How does this work? The golds turn to fibres that you spin into...
Roll a d8. There's a lot of d8s in this.
There's a lot of d8. It's a 5.
That's a 5. So there's sort of a pause, and he sort of leans down and picks up sort of a handful of gold, and you watch as he takes the gold coins and sort of feeds them into the weaving machine, and they turn into golden threads. It takes sort of another 15-20 minutes of him just sort of sitting there in silence, and he offers you a cloak at the end of it.
I will accept it.
That's cool.
You should find it helpful on your journey.
Thank you very much.
And you notice that as the pile of gold is ever so slightly shrunk, there is now one less apparition behind him.
So he truly is.
Right, let's have a go then.
Well, I mean, that's up to you, but it would seem he truly is putting this behind him.
Yeah.
Did we see the apparition go?
Yeah, one of you were probably going to pay
You say it's about 15 minutes to do. While he's doing that, then I shall do detect magic as a ritual.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, you notice that the gold, the spinning wheel itself is magic.
Unsurprising.
Of a sort of a kind that you don't really recognise. But the gold radiates an aura of conjuration magic. And you get a sort of a bad feeling from the gold.
Me, my next. Me.
So he's,
Roll a d8.
I mean, that would fit if the spirits haunting in there are from the gold. Then you would expect that taint on the gold.
Mm-hmm. You do not know. You don't notice anything about the cloak because that isn't made at the time the spell goes off. So the spell lasts 10 minutes. The cloak takes 15 minutes to make. You can cast it again when he's making your gift. So again, it takes another 15 minutes. So anything you want, the rest of you want to do. He produces what looks like a wand.
Back scratcher.
Back scratcher, get your back scratcher here.
Fireball.
my bunny tail's on fire like a candle.
Wild magic table.
What do we do with these? We Wingardium Leviosa. No.
It's Leviosa.
Do you attempt to use the
It's
wand?
Leviosa.
Yeah, out of wall I'll go.
Bless you.
Nothing happens.
It's
Broken.
not his job.
What?
You normally sneeze when you're here.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask him for a gift?
I mean, it all helps him. He's gradually.
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, do I chuck him like a few gold pieces as well to go into it as well, or just use what he has?
I don't want your gold.
You seem to have enough of it, so.
I want to get rid of gold.
Alright, let's keep going then.
I would suggest you don't take any of the gold.
Yeah.
You know, I just
Suggestion for you.
Why not?
Try and find out.
Well,
Who said that?
As always, you are free
Try
to
and
try.
find out.
there is a magical taint on it.
Well, can you not deal with the taint?
No.
Oh.
I'm guessing this is going to be incredibly powerful.
Let's clean,
Magic
can we
is
not
just
just
sort of-
clean the taint off? Does it work that way?
Money laundering.
Yeah.
No, I do have protection from evil and good, but I don't think that's enough.
I think that's
don't
not
have
better.
anything. No.
Okay.
I mean, the gold is some of the gold is gone. one of the evil spirits has gone. If you take the gold, I suspect those spirits are going to go with you, or maybe attack you. You're cool? Not a good idea to me.
You persuaded me.
You've got your gift, so you're fine.
No, I've got a stick.
The golden stick.
It does look very fancy, yeah.
I have my cloak. Keep you warm.
Yeah, I'll take a gift then. Is that fair?
D8.
7.
Do you want to roll again? Cause
Yeah,
that's
sure.
gonna-
I want to be able to trade with you.
Oops.
8.
8.
Hey.
He makes you a tiny hourglass.
Oh.
How does it tell you when your time's run out?
It is very mesmerising because it is literally sort of gold
So,
flakes
if it's here,
inside.
the sand is not moving.
This is upside down, just shaky, like it doesn't work.
Yeah, look at me here. Oh shit. Come on.
You can roll as well,
Yeah.
if you would like.
Go on then. I was going to ask if he takes requests.
Yeah, what are you given?
2.
2. He hands you a bag.
I see. Is there anything special about the bag?
What do you do to figure that out?
I can do detect magic, but all that's going to tell us
Yeah.
is that they're magical and not necessarily
Well,
what they are.
I have identify, so I can do that as a
You
ritual,
can do
so I can
identify.
do it that for yes.
Yeah. So each one took 15 minutes. Identify as a 10-minute ritual.
How much
Yeah.
gold have you got left now?
There's a massive pile of it. You have barely made a dent.
Should we just keep going?
Yeah, I don't think we can stay here.
Oh, is that child?
True.
No, it was the child
It's a
spirit.
spirit.
Ah, the spirit.
There is the child spirit there.
Yeah.
There are
I
many.
mean,
Keep going until we get rid of the child
I
spirit.
don't know. I do think I do have some old boots. Some old boots that I found in the Feywild that I did identify, but I've forgotten what they were.
They cause you psychic damage because your mind was overloaded with information when you tried
That
to
was
identify
it,
them.
yes.
But everything that you do remember from the identification process was a type of food.
Okay.
Eating old boots.
He has them. He just has them.
Just like chewing
I
on
may
rubber.
do soon if I go any further. but
Okay.
I thought I could give one to the child, but okay, that's fine.
Maybe are spirits.
Yeah, I'll cast identify on these things as
Throw a
they get
boot
made.
at them.
So you got a bag of holding.
Any restrictions on it? Or is it just a bag of holding? It's
So-
not like specifically it will only hold cursed
No.
gold.
I'll give you a choice for how we can play with a bag of holding. We can either play with it rules as written where you can do weird things with a bag of holding,
Yeah.
or it can be like a video game inventory where it's basically you just stick it in the bag providing it's not too big.
Yeah.
Which would you prefer?
I think I'll go with video game inventory.
Yeah.
It's just a bag that I can put things in and
So you
get things
can't-
out of.
Yeah, you now can't do things where you
Yeah,
put water in the bag of holding
No,
and
no,
drown.
no, no,
like,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
it is now just a massive bag.
Is there anything in it?
No,
Nope.
it is empty.
Okay.
Maris, you got a cloak of protection.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Elor, you got effectively a blue sapphire gem that summons an air elemental. So it's one use. You break the
I see.
gem to summon an air elemental.
How long
you
does
got
that last? The elemental.
just 10 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay.
And you got a wand of secrets.
How do I use it?
You expend.
Tell me your
It's a-
secret.
It's a secret.
So it has 3 charges against 1d3 charges at dawn, and you can use it to detect traps.
Not bad.
One the secret.
It's just going off right now.
yeah.
And the man who introduces himself as Nib. Says,
Nice to meet you, Nib, and I wish you the best of luck.
thank you for your assistance.
Right.
Sort of again,
Help remove your burdens.
it was of great help to me.
Oh, what I put it in the bag?
I'm supposed to put my armor class up.
Cool. So you have your new magic items. It's sort of approaching midday now. You are still in the cave with this old man and a massive pile of gold.
Secret door trap. Nice.
I start putting all of my little things in my bag. I'm gonna wait until we go and find Frank, and I'm gonna see if I can.
Your druid quickly informs you that would not be good for the tree growing in.
No. That's not good for living things to spend any length of time in a bag of holding.
Yeah. Living things do not survive in a bag of holding.
Not for long.
Yeah, so it's not put the egg in there then.
No.
Oh, that'll become a
Wow.
vacuum owlbear.
I mean, the egg would probably be alright in there, actually.
If
The
it
owlbear's
hatches.
gonna come out.
Cold
The owlbear's
being
gonna
that
hatch, and then it's gonna be like the alien from the film Alien. So it can survive in the vacuum of space. It's got acid blood. Little owlbear head comes out of its mouth.
Oh man. I've got to send you in there to go get it out.
I'll bring you, Jones the rabbit. I dress up as best as I can as Ripley in my tiny little white panties and
Okay.
tank top.
There's a worrying thought.
We're going in! So, is there anything else in this area that you might want to tell us about? Other people repenting, giving out gifts?
What are we going to expect?
Any more information on Grandma Nightshade?
Granny Nightshade.
Okay.
She has.
We know her as Agatha, but
Scabbother.
No one in this campaign is ever going to be called the real name, are they? Standard D&D. Granny Nightshade has a key sticking out of her back. The happier she
sounds
is,
painful.
the faster it spins.
Oh.
You need to be very careful when it stops.
She must have fallen over.
I mean, that's quite.
Can you wind her up?
Wow.
I have to.
I've had many times where people said that I'm a very good winder-upper.
Cutter, winder upper.
Wind her up.
Down from the count. So,
She has an enormous workshop
I wonder what he was going to say there.
yeah, me
where
too.
children labour away to produce toys for her.
Are these children stolen from somewhere?
I have no idea.
I would have thought, slumlord,
Does-
child labour,
Does one wear a sombrero with moustache?
I do my best not to look at things.
I can see that.
Any particular reason?
Yeah, if you lift up the blindfold, he can see.
I imagine he doesn't want to see the spirits.
Exactly. So, blindfold effectively makes the wearer blind while they're wearing it.
So it's
That's
a magical
what they're
blind.
for.
It is, yeah.
So have you ever seen Mystery?
Earplugs of science.
Have you ever seen the film Mystery Men?
I love
The,
Mystery
the,
Man.
the Invisible Boy.
He can only go
Don't-
invisible if no
no
one's
one's
watching him.
Yeah.
And that includes himself, I think.
Yeah.
They had some amazing characters. The spleen.
Everyone remembers the spleen.
I don't think I watched that. Okay.
You need
Oh,
to see it.
it's, yeah.
Mr. Angry.
It's
That's
Ben
roughly
Stiller.
what this is turning into. It's just film recommendation.
It's Ben Stiller.
Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard is one of the baddies.
Yeah.
Yeah. William H Macy.
It's
William H. Macy?
it's the guy
Yeah.
who plays...
The Shoveler.
Yes. Well, so the guy who does loads of the voices on Simpsons as well is the guy...
Hank
the
Azaria.
blue... The
He
blue
plays the Blue
blue
Raj.
Blue Raj. He throws forks.
Because he throws cutlery, but he doesn't throw knives
He throws
because those could really
I
hurt.
think I have seen this.
What is it?
It definitely
Mystery
rings. Hank Azaria throwing spoons rings a bell.
Yeah.
I'll have to rewatch it.
It's
Yeah.
such a funny
And,
film.
that was one of those ones. There's the scene where they doing superhero tryout. The Dane, what's the name of the comedian?
Cook.
Yeah, he does the scene where he's supposed to be the waffler, And apparently, when he got given the thing, he just got given that as his brief of to be the waffler. And they thought, stand-up comedian, he'll come in and just talk. He's the waffler. He just keeps talking. But he came in with this whole spiel of like, this is my waffle iron of truth and my syrup of justice.
Ben Stiller was in it as well.
Yeah, it was like taking it to that next level of like, yeah, there you go.
I am Pencilhead, and I am son of Pencilhead. Sorry.
And the
Yes.
Sphinx.
Very
played by,
very
yeah.
enigmatic.
Good film. Maybe that's what this should just turn into. Is movie review night. Anyway.
Yes.
With occasional D&D
Yeah.
thrown in between.
Sorry, it's just good. The blindfold of blindness made me think that.
That is the name of the magic item, which is the blindfold of blindness.
Yeah.
I don't want it now. But it's really useless. I don't care.
The staff of hitting things.
Yeah. It is the lighter of lighting.
Right. I
want to see a Dr. Seuss superhero movie.
Oh, jeez.
It's just 2 hours of pure insanity.
Yeah. Yeah. And rhyming.
It only works if it rhymes.
Will you save me on a train?
You're gonna have to cut all this.
Because
out.
I'm in so much pain.
Right, so,
I think we're done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there, so when we come out of the cave, I presume there's some more mountains above, hence why it's a cave.
And
So we can kind of go up a little bit and get a better view over the forest, because I presume this is sticking out over what's there.
So you can climb up a little bit higher to
Yeah.
get a better view. Beyond that, it sort of starts to get
So
very
there's
foggy.
lots of trees, mountains.
One of you can make a perception check at advantage.
Shall I?
Yeah. You're a perceiver of things.
I'm a spotter.
What do your druidic eyes see?
24.
So, from where you are, you can see sort of a big sprawling forest. You can see a giant carved, almost like a totem pole. It is impossibly large. It extends miles beyond the tallest mountain. It's this huge sort of figure that's overlooking everything. As you move sort of towards this area of the map, you sort of see there's sort of a line of mountains going through the middle of the plain. There's a big pool. You see sort of beaches ever so slightly off to the distance to the north.
I can see the sea from here.
You can.
Just imagine when you see the big blue totem. Show us what you got.
Dum Dum wants some gum gum.
So, do we see any signs of settlement whilst we're up here? Is there like a particular direction to go other than more mountains, rivers, the spires over here, like you said?
No.
I think really we just need to be following the river.
Yeah.
Otherwise we're just gonna.
Yep.
Let's keep
Yeah.
heading
Yeah.
upriver. It is upriver, isn't it? Or are we going
Yeah,
with the
sure.
current? Or yeah.
You're going with it for.
Yeah, well, if the beaches are up there,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
river should. Well, in a normal place, the river would be,
No.
would be going in that direction. This is the Feywild, so
It flows
All bets-
whatever ways it feels
all,
like.
all bets are off.
Okay, filthy hobbitses.
Second breakfast.
11s.
Right. Let's make our way back down to Frank.
Takes another hour.
Did anybody try and steal him?
He is
I
still
would
there.
walk 500 miles.
Untie Frank, get him back in the river, head off. Travelling. Might as well continue on upstream.
So as again you're travelling for sort of a little while, and then I'm not going to make you roll. One of you notices sort of there's a clearing in the trees just to the edge of the river, and you sort of see an enormous amount of toadstools. So sort of more about
Toadstools, you say?
Where is our page for this?
inspect them, get closer, have a little cheeky peek, maybe make sure there's not like somebody hiding underneath them. They're
Stop.
large toadstools, I
Stop.
assume.
Hang on.
I'll start tripping.
Yeah.
How big are the toadstools?
The ring, so it's a circular ring.
Yep.
Those of you know this is sort of a fairy ring.
Yeah.
Is the name. It's about 20 foot in diameter, and there are sort of loads of toadstools of all shapes, sizes, and colours, but they're only sort of 8 to 12 inches. They're sort of standard mushroom height.
But there's lots of them.
There is a lot. Sort of quite a big, dense.
Are they scattered in like a random order of colours, or are they in like, you know, the red ones over here, the purple ones over here?
It appears to be pretty random. They're just sort of growing wherever they grow. And as you notice, some of them are moving.
Moving.
Okay, it's not normal toadstool behaviour.
You
Well, I've got
are
a
still
very
a
long
sort of a
stick.
little distance away from them at the moment.
Myconids.
Anyone got a long stick?
Quarter.
You get a poke.
So are you approaching the...
We'll stay back here though. Just, you got this.
Yeah, you go poke them. We'll
Tie
stay
a
back
rope
here.
around his waist in case we need to pull him out.
Oh, we're fishing with old man.
Are you approaching the fairy ring?
Right.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Oh, well.
He's getting within quarterstaff distance of him.
As you sort of approach, you see most of the ring is actually moving. Most of the fungi are, and as you sort of lean down to get a closer look past your cataracts, and you see that they are creatures that look like that. They are
Mushrooms.
mushrooms with a face.
Mushrooms with a face.
So that's novel.
That's not disturbing at all.
And you're sort of taken aback by this for a few moments.
Pull out the sombrero wearing child and
Yeah.
hold it up next to a couple of them.
Are there any Italians wearing red hats around here?
No.
Okay.
It's me.
Yes. Can I say hello? Does it reply back to me, or just
As
hello?
you sort of you call out, and one of the mushrooms sort of stops dancing and just sort of looks over at you.
I'm imagining the scene now of Men in Black 2 when it's the open up the locker. Oh, hail Jay! Oh, Jay, can you see? So lots of little mushrooms that were dancing, but are now
Normally
attentive to you.
Normally I see that after I've tried eating them.
Yeah.
Not before.
So what was your question?
I mean, do they reply? I just say hello.
Sort of, oh, hello. Yeah, they sort of look back at you and say,
Hello.
and then carry on
Kenobi.
dancing.
Speak. What's going on here, little fellows? How is the clearing? What's going on?
We're dancing! And they just carry on dancing.
Ring around the rosies, a pocket full of toesies.
Okay.
Don't worry that you've got toes in your pocket.
I mean, I think I look back over to the rest of the party and go, they seem harmless, they're just dancing.
Join in.
So who is joining in?
Oh,
with
me.
dancing?
I love dancing.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm
I can at least shuffle, I can't
Let's
do
see
much
how
dancing.
many. Let's see how many are
Grando
get into the
shuffle.
back.
If you are dancing, can you all make me a performance check?
I am not
please?
dancing.
Oh no.
I have no rhythm.
I'm born for this.
Stretch.
I will make a fool of myself.
Yeah, you go dance as well.
Ooh, I'm dancing.
You probably got one of the better results.
Yeah, you're not very impressive at all. You nearly step on a couple of them as you're sort of moving
I'm
around.
literally doing the step to the side, step to the side, step to the side.
No, you just
I
stand
got
there.
an 18 for my granddad shuffle.
26.
26. So the half orc is causing chaos among.
I think I'm dancing amazingly.
So these creatures are Kempistries, little mushroomoid type creatures.
I was always told to dance like nobody's watching.
People are watching as you dance like no one's watching. The two of them are actually sort of dancing relatively well. They're sort of mimicking the movements of the mushrooms. They're sort of getting in tune, or it's getting in step, so to speak. And you carry on dancing for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah, I think before the wizard sort of collapses over in exhaustion, and as you sort of fall to the ground, lots of the mushrooms sort of jump up on you, and it's like, that was fun! And they're sort of jumping around you as well. They're giving you a bit of a berth.
It's because I'm dancing and then occasionally like trying to reach down and pick one up.
As your feet go in the air.
And to each of you, they extend their hands and sort of open and offer you one non-living mushroom.
One of us.
No, they offered you what appears to be a standard mushroom.
Lovely.
Thumbs up.
Sacrifice.
Immediately, or
Why not?
Right.
You know.
It would be rude not to eat it in front of them.
That is true, actually. But
Hang on.
I don't know.
Ask them if,
No,
if
because
these
they
are
gave it
edible.
to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So can we ask them? Are these anyone? Is that related to anyone? Are they?
We eat these, yeah?
Oh, they're not living.
You can eat them. Yeah.
Take a little wall bandit.
The two of you gain the power of true sight for 24 hours.
Holy shit!
Oh no!
I see dead people!
That's gonna be fucking annoying. You already see everything as reality.
Was it 150 foot vision?
I think true sight would just be your. It's equal to your vision. True sight gives a willing creature, well, you ate it, so you are willing, the ability to see things as they actually are. For the duration, the creature
Yeah.
has true sight, notices secret doors hidden by magic, and can see into the ethereal plane. Which sort of means you have overlapping worlds over worlds. Because again, everything you see is
So
one
you're
point
now
of view.
seeing the Feywild. You're seeing the Feywild through your familiar's eyes, and you're seeing the ethereal Feyworld.
Yeah.
And you're unable to tell the difference between waking and dreams.
And you can't tell, yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
It's all just
this is
sort
all
of
just-
there.
It's almost. I would imagine it's very much like a trip where you've got the as something moves, other things
Yeah.
move.
Well, no, I'm in the middle of a Picasso painting right now. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
Zooms in, your eyes just go.
there's no white. There's just black.
Yeah.
Just-
I'm like staring at you.
Yeah. You see me from my true self. I'm half orc, half orc.
Wow.
Well, my
Yeah,
my
you said the other half
mom,
was.
my mom was a female orc and my dad was a male orc.
Sweet. Okay. So you're half male, half female.
You got food in your thing.
I lean down for you to eat it. I see everything. I see where you left your keys.
Back at home.
You can go back to the cave with true sight if you want.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Do you want to?
I mean,
I mean, how long did it take us to get
What
here
does this
from
bag
the
look like? I show them my
yeah.
shiny gold bag.
What does
I
it
imagine
have?
it's
Yeah,
like
what
a
does all the
Versace
things
bag.
in my boots look like? What does like my
Prada.
vial of rainwater and my boots look like? Just
Your vial of rainwater looks like a vial of rainwater,
Fair.
and make a Constitution saving throw.
oh, not again.
As he suddenly looks at the boots.
That is a 19 on the dice.
Cool. Yeah, you pass.
Uh-huh.
You are unable to determine what the hell the boots are. Every time you look at them, it's slightly
Just-
different.
Just put them on.
Oh, good
Just
lord.
put them on. What's the worst that could happen? We're
Do you really want to know what these boots do?
we're high off our tits right
No, no.
Just do
I
it.
do not want to know what they do right now. I'm not.
now. I want to know what they do, huh?
Do you want them on? Do you want to
You
put
put
them on?
one.
I have like
You have
four.
four.
Of, yeah, I have four of them. I have enough for
You
both
have
of us.
Oh, 'cause they're
It's
four
not a
different ones,
matching
aren't they?
pair.
Yeah, they're just four random children's boots. I thought
Ah.
actually you.
God,
Yeah, actually put them
You
on.
put two on, two left.
Yeah.
They're just old boots. They have no effect from wearing them.
Eh,
Fair enough.
I'll put mine back on.
It's kind
Right.
of like the boot and Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
So,
So
do you want to go back to the cave?
Well, I think you
So
want
it's
us to go back to the
about lunchtime now.
Oh,
So
okay.
bear in mind you don't have rations.
You just eaten.
You didn't stockpile any of them. That does not count as food. That's more akin to a potion. So at some point you may need to consider food. Or
Honestly,
go hungry.
Well, we're in a woodland. There's
There's gonna be
roots
some,
and
yeah.
berries.
Yeah, I'd say screw it. Yeah, I want to go back to the cave.
Maybe he's got
See
a
if we
kitchen
can
there
help
that we
him.
didn't see.
Choose light in the kitchen.
Okay. Do you go back to the cave?
Yeah.
Can
So-
I do a survival whilst we head back to scavenge for food?
Yeah. Is it just you scavenging food?
Just me.
Someone help? Okay.
No, I'm going
So I
to
can
if
have
you
as
want.
well.
Well, one of the rest of you can roll as well, seeing as Igo appears to be deciding to do this
Well,
himself.
I mean, being a druid, it's probably a
14.
20.
I imagine you're sort of steering the raft while you're looking for food.
It's just like steering over to a tree to pick an apple.
You don't get an apple, but you pull 2 fish out of the river. And David, what was your roll?
20.
20.
Filthy
Natural or
hobbitses.
unnatural?
Unnatural.
Natural.
16 on the dice.
You got the potatoes and the stew.
So as sort of, I imagine you sort of take sort of a break from the raft to walk in the woodland.
Yeah.
The sort of the raft is going down.
Yeah.
You find what appears to be enough sort of fruits, berries, and a flower that looks edible. That should be enough for 2 people.
Okay. That's today's and tomorrow's rations.
Or for you.
I mean, they've got true sight. They should be able to see food a mile away.
Yes, I'm here.
I slap you with the fish.
So yeah.
I will share mine.
Do you
What?
show the flower to the 2 people with true sight?
Yes.
It does have. They can look at it and sort of the flower is radiating sort of a magical effect.
I would assume that between all of what we've gathered, we could make a meal for us.
Yeah.
Put it down, put it down, put it down. It's poison.
It looks magic. Do you identify?
It's poison.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Just wait, give me 10 minutes. I would like to identify it with a ritual.
Effectively, the flower acts as a potion of giddiness. You burst into uncontrollable fits of laughter for 10 minutes.
Oh, that one.
Oh.
It is perfectly edible as well, so it does
Yeah.
count as a meal.
So not quite poison, but
It's not poisonous.
We
Just
can make some laughing fish. Give it to the old man.
I say give it to Actan because he's just tripping off on everything at the moment.
What?
I
Man,
was going to say we could make it all into a nice little meal all together.
look, this is some good shit.
We can all giggle for a little.
Well, try some. Go back and get some more. I am going to be hungover at the end of this.
make our way back to the cave. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foraging.
We'll have like maybe stopped in the clearing outside of the cave to have our lunch.
Bit of cult and dancing
Yeah.
on the way.
What? I'll start lunch whilst you guys go and look in the cave.
Or they start climbing and you catch up when they're only 10 metres.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can. So
You
are you
prepare lunch,
preparing-
I'll cook it.
Are you preparing the fish now?
Yeah.
So you notice that they are rainbow trout, and in this world, their flesh is actually
rainbow.
rainbow coloured.
Oh wow.
Red and yellow.
It's delicious though. So you,
I can taste the rainbow.
it's a skittle.
Yeah, alright.
You cut the fish open and skittles,
Skittles
pour
just
out
pour
of
out,
it.
Oh.
You touch it and it turns to Skittles.
Weirdest superpower, everything you touch.
That was a
turns
great
into-
commercial.
Yeah.
I'm just so depressed. Like, is it? Can't even hold my newborn baby.
Can't go for a wee.
Which were the adverts? They were on YouTube, and it was place your finger here, and there was a countdown of 5 seconds, and then after 5 seconds, it would reveal where your finger was, and it was like a cat licking your finger or something.
I can't remember.
Is that a skittle? I remember those.
I know there's the one that was. I think it was for either a butter or a milk thing, where it's now blow on your screen, and then after 3 seconds, it's the cow with the wig on.
As the two of you are making your way back up
Make my way
mountain.
downtown. walking
you-
fast.
You can see something that you couldn't see before.
Singing as I'm going down.
That's a big ass robot.
And I need you.
So you can sort of see hidden, slightly off trail, but now with your supervision you can see it. There are large prints sort of in the side of the mountain. Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Is one thing you'll get it?
We will see.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's a 16.
That's a 5. 6.
Yeah, you just kind of like big.
That's a 19.
Wow.
Uh,
Pretty pictures.
you're not really used to seeing creatures this size. You sort of you do the whole thing of put your hand in the thing, and it's kind of like putting your hand on the playing mat. You're like, oh, that's a bit bigger than me. You can sense there are sort of claw marks, and you get the feeling that this might be a draconic thing. There's a mark of where a tail maybe has sort of scrawled through the dirt.
A beast to slay.
And there is a big
Beast to run away from.
Beast and A.
sort of the tracks lead to an area where the sort of the top layer of dirt and soil has sort of been blown away in a circle that looks like something has taken off from that point.
Pretty
Here
pictures.
there be dragons, I guess.
Markings.
Is there anything else nearby that we can see with the supervision, or is that?
It is nowhere near you.
Supervision.
Okay.
Supervision. I mean, that's kind of
well, I gotta say, no, he certainly needs supervision. I know you as well, I think.
Yeah. Watch. Laser eyes, go!
there is the remnants of a
Only
great
cook
beast.
your
You
own
don't
eyeballs.
know when these tracks were made. Look from the look at the side of the mountain. Not a lot comes here, particularly off to the side where you guys are. So you're back,
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of here. Takes you sort of another half an hour or so. You go back up to the cave. As the two of you stand in the entrance, you can see for the first time the true horror of what Nib is experiencing, as the shades, the shadows you saw were only a fraction of those that were there. The cave is full of them. And you also notice that the treasure pile hasn't really gotten any smaller. It appears to have actually grown in your absence.
He's still a slumlord. He forgot to tear all the buildings down.
The cave wasn't big enough for all the gold the first time around. But yeah, there is more. You can sort of see the piles of gold sort of growing stack by stack after sort of spending 10 minutes watching it. It's not having a good time.
Not really anything we can see that
Maybe
might
we do
link
need to
him
find him
to.
those earplugs of.
And as you watch and you do sort of see the spirits, the shades, the whatever, sort of fly up to him, whisper in his ear, others poke at his ribs. And again, you can actually see this, whereas before you were vaguely aware that there were spirits there, but now they are effectively solid beings to you, and it's crowded of every sort of type of living creature you can imagine, but they all look poor, like gaunt, malnourished, wearing rags, that sort of thing.
Soda, we haven't.
He obviously didn't feed him.
Well,
Probably spent their money on rent,
he's
not
the
food,
landlord.
I
He
think,
doesn't
isn't it?
need to feed them.
Well, not most landlord.
No, he was literally a slumlord.
Yeah.
Literally. In a world where you can make houses from magic, he was a slumlord.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody is as good at magic as I am.
Just wondering where these slum properties would have been.
Waterdeep, you ask.
Waterdeep.
Along the Sword Coast. But
That's
Waterdeep.
not the Feywild.
Why is he here?
I came to seek Granny Nightshade's help.
Waterdeep.
I was a tormented soul, and for as long as I am tormented, well, I thought I would ask someone who might be able to help me. And she has. I'm slowly slowly earning my penance.
I mean, to be fair, Waterdeep is a slum.
It is over the Mad Mountain.
Yeah, which is horrific to say the least.
Yeah. It's a fun place to adventure.
Currently, like halfway down that. Yeah, on Mondays.
Yeah. Lots of drow.
Yep, lots of drow. Lots of drow, lots of spiders.
Hallister the Mad Mage.
Are you guys finished?
Are you quite done sort of watching this man's torment?
I can just imagine that we're high off our tits, you know. Just
Well, I'm seeing too much. I'm overwhelmed completely. I'm like, all right, yeah, we can leave now because I wanted to go back to see if we could try and
You
help.
hungry?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, you ate before you ascended. You had lunch.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
curl up at the bottom of the thing. Just
When we get back to the boat, I'm just going to sort of.
As you're scrambling down, you see sort of carved into the very top of that pillar the. Let me paper.
Has that always been there? As a acquaintance.
It wasn't there before. You see that sign carved at the very top
like a
of
crow's
the
foot.
pillar.
There's a fork.
Which, roll a history check.
I'm totally going to know what that is. Oh, fucking hell. So that's a natural 20. So 22.
It is Zebulonier's symbol.
Ah, Zebulonier's symbol.
Shh, we don't talk about.
What?
We don't talk
About
about.
Zebulonier.
And you very quickly realise that the totem pole, for lack of a better word, is far more ancient than the mountain you're on.
Damn, I think that's older than you.
I'm not a mountain.
No, but you are old.
Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
75.
Is that how you're
you
gonna
were
do
the
it?
mountain.
I'm spry compared to a mountain.
You were the mountain. You are the sea.
Give you long enough
We
and you
can't
will be
take
as old
this
as
away
a
from
mountain.
you.
Oh, can you pass me a south patch kid?
Oh, that's where all the children are going. Isn't it? I do love sour patches. They are sour sweets or just in general.
You need to pick up something.
I love sour sweets, but very rarely actually sour.
So, I guess we're heading back off again. If you've got everything that you wanted to from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Zebulonier. Not in there. He's got a lot on time. Sucks to be him.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
But we helped.
Yeah.
You did. You
We helped
lighten the
with
light.
4
With a plastic.
soldiers.
Yes. And you do notice that all of your magic items are sort of imbued with golden thread. They are excellent quality.
Quality items.
Maybe a bit of a waste to have a gold bag of holding, but hey ho.
That's for holding my gold.
Yeah, you're holding a
Shows you-
metric ton of it.
Shows you how much you're worth.
It displays your GP count on the outside. It's like the movie In Time.
It's got a counter on it, yeah.
The more gold you have.
Well, so we'll get into combat, and then suddenly I'll stop. I'll reach back and I'll stop, and then in my mind I'm just like, right, we've got the crow now. Rotate it to put it in. Right. So we'll continue to head upriver past our joyous mushroom friends.
So
Wave at them as we go by.
the currents have again changed, and you
Yeah.
end up sort of more over here.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll go over there.
We're going the wrong way.
So,
Wow.
Is
No idea where we are.
well, the river changes direction every time.
Can I steal
You,
a Sour Patch Kid now? I'm
that's
starting to
normal.
feel like I've got to.
Yeah, here it is. As you quite rightly point out, this is perfectly normal here. The rest of you are really confused. The Harrington is like, no, it's fine. You just kind of.
Just go with the flow. It'll take you where you want to go.
We
Yeah,
are going with the
It'll
flow.
take you where it wants you to go.
Yeah.
Not quite the same thing.
Yeah, okay. I stand corrected.
as sort of you descend into twilight, the sky begins to go dark, and you begin to sort of sense, or rather, the druid can sort of see spiders' webs start appearing in the trees.
Spiders.
What?
Spiders.
Spiders' webs start appearing in the tree,
As
as
in-
in we're getting to a part of the forest that there are spiders' webs in. Not we're starting to see spiders build webs across the trees.
It starts off sort of very small, but
Yeah.
as you go down, you can see an increasing number of webs.
Yeah. Does anyone have an aversion to spiders? Yeah.
Rather not.
Yeah. You may not have much choice.
Got you. Baby. You and... Not me.
Well, I think we should probably stop for the night.
Oh, what? Around
But
spiders?
should we? Well, because it's getting to night time, I assume.
Yes, it is. It's getting dark.
So
We
we
need
will
camp.
need to stop somewhere to camp.
Yeah.
And maybe sooner rather than let's just go down the river a little bit further. It might clear up a bit.
You've got fire, right? Burn it.
Yeah.
I have the alarm spell.
Oh,
Try that.
well, he's got an
Well,
alarm.
we could try and paddle back up river a little bit, past where the spiders are.
Go back to the mountain and won't spoil there.
No, I think
The true vision people sleep next to the cave full of apparitions.
I think maybe just head back up the river away from the spiders' webs for a bit, because I
It's a strength check because you're the one steering.
Row. Stroke. Stroke.
Oh, that'll be a probably a 22, 23.
So you, for the next sort of half an hour or so, you valiantly try to go upstream. You do make progress, but as you know, the stream is getting faster the harder you're rowing against it. And after sort of half an hour or so,
I'll be making my way towards the shore.
okay. So yeah, you end up further along the shore, and as you sort of the raft hits the bank, you can see there's a little trail of woodland creatures sort of marching with torches into the spiders' nests, sort of further into the forest.
Sorry,
Yeah,
a trail of
Little
torches.
woodland creatures. sort of,
Oh, right.
holding torches.
Okay.
yeah, so that is in just light torches.
No, but woodland creatures.
Is in fairies, pixies,
Right.
Feywild creatures.
Right,
Sorry,
that's different.
Yes, sorry, Feywild creatures.
Yes, woodland creatures. I'm thinking badgers, foxes,
Yeah.
squirrels.
Yeah.
Mr. Toad.
There are some of those as well, but they are not holding torches.
Right.
But there does appear to be sort of a little procession, and you watch, and there is more than one
Hello.
procession. You can pull sort of a pixie to one side and say, "Oh, hello.
What's going on here?
Oh, we're going for stories." And then the pixie just sort of flies off.
With whom? I say.
Come and find out.
Story time.
I want a story.
All right.
I need a
Get my
bedtime
teddy
story.
bear. I get my pajamas.
Yeah.
I make sure that. Well,
Tie
I'll
Frank
tie
up somewhere.
Frank up to a tree.
You can't fit in the bag of holding. Tree.
It actually would be bad for the tree,
Yeah.
as your
Yeah.
Jared is probably incessantly pointing out. No.
Do not stick the tree in the bag.
It takes you sort of 20 minutes to walk in, and you notice that you, by following sort of the rest of the creatures, you are walking into the spider's lair. The webs are getting thicker and thicker, and you eventually go into a clearing. Two of you can't see anything, but you two can sort of see in the centre of this clearing there is a great big domed spider's nest, which you can see that.
Dark vision.
You can't see in it.
Oh.
But through that you can see that there is an enormous spider living in the centre
Aren't
of the web.
going nowhere forward. Don't stop now.
But you do notice that the rest of the clearing is filling up with
Woodland creature.
woodland and Feywild creatures.
Are there any more spiders I see nearby, or is it just that one
Just
giant
the one.
Just the one. Oh, okay. I say let's
One.
go on.
That's a lot of butt
Spider.
fur.
Had a lot of time to make it.
He already knew we were here ages ago.
Yeah.
Overwhelm its senses and just start touching.
Jump up and down.
I go and find myself a nice little spot next to my fairy friend.
So you're sitting in anticipation. What are the rest of you doing?
I'll join you. Making sure I'm behind you.
Yeah, and put
You'll
my,
not see much from there.
yeah, find a little spot of floor, put my cloak on it, and just sort of settle down.
I should stay standing, but I should.
Pull your cloak out.
I shall stay with the group.
There's sort of a couple of minutes passed as there is sort of everyone is sort of whispering and sort of in hushed anticipation, and then a very sudden silence sort of emerges over the rest of the party, and the two of you realise that this is directly connected to the fact that the spider is now moving. For the two of you, you are sort of somewhat not necessarily surprised, but alarmed at sort of out of the centre of this sort of great cocoon emerges a gigantic spider, as in what a normal giant spider is a large creature.
Large,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
huge.
more like sort of
gigantic.
huge. Yeah, it dwarfs every other spider sort of you've ever seen. It's also
It's a 3x3 as opposed to a 2x2.
Yeah.
pretty more like
Or it's a
4x4.
4x4.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gargantuan.
Gargantuan.
gargantuan. Sort of, and you, as it sort of emerges over the edge of the lip, the two of you can sort of see it more clearly, and it is clearly very old as well. Sort of, it's the hair and everything sticking out of it has long turned white. Its gigantic eyes, which each of the eyes are probably bigger than you.
Yeah.
They are sort of starting to go milky white as this creature is getting very old.
I feel his pain.
I sort of look around for Hagrid.
Not quite Hagrid. And then the sort of the fairies and pixies sort of around you all sort of start clapping excitedly, and you hear
Johnny.
the name Yarn Spinner repeated
Yarn Spinner.
a lot.
Yarn Spinner, Yarn Spinner.
And in
Please don't
common,
make me dinner.
in sort of a very raspy, clicking voice, Yarn Spinner sort of says, "So, you're here for stories." As everyone else in sort of the party is sort of clapping eagerly at this, and you are treated for the next 30 minutes to Yarn Spinner giving you a bedtime story. It is a story of heroism, courage, a princess locked in a tower, and he's basically telling you Shrek.
He's watched Shrek.
So, yeah, for the next 20 minutes you're effectively, it's all good, treated to the Feywild equivalent of Shrek, which is probably just Shrek.
The hell?
Yeah, fairy tales.
Yeah, he is a masterful storyteller. You don't realise that any time has passed until the story ends.
So you could learn a lot from him.
No. Good story. But bet he can't dance like I can.
I don't think anyone can dance like you can.
Ah.
No, he can't.
I'll tell you what, should we get some skates and put skates on his legs? That'd be hilarious.
How are you going to find them that fit?
I don't know.
Let's get the size of a small house.
Why am I so good? This story.
The story sort of is brought to an end, and he begins sort of very slowly working his way back into his big cocoon. And some you watch as sort of the rest of the inhabitants of the clearing. Some leave, some don't. Some spend the night, but there is sort of a general happy atmosphere. There's a kid there's a little kid crying because they don't want to leave. And then you get you get another person complaining, "Oh, that story again." There is a range, but some stories do get told more often.
Is there
than
any other
others.
spiders?
No, you only see the one.
Sleep here?
The last of us going.
This is not the normal kind of encounter you expect from giant spiders.
No.
Interesting enough, the encounter is not actually in the book; it's in addition to the book. But I saw the picture and decided to make something up
Fair enough.
because I thought it was funny.
Right, he made something up. Let's kill it.
You want me to very quickly make a stat block up for
But
a
then the
house-sized
cocoon.
spider?
Get a big slipper.
I summon a very large jar a very long sheet of paper.
I think head back to the loft
yeah.
and
We'll sleep less in the lair.
yes.
Make it have to work to come and get us. Sleeping closer to the raft is probably a good idea.
Yeah, you can
Down to the
all
raft.
return to the raft, and you can take a long rest.
I'm gonna set the alarm spell just before
On
we
what?
sleep as well. From the boat, yeah. Because we're sleeping in the boat, just on the boat in case anything comes up to us during the night. Yeah, I'm just checking as
So
well.
it creates an area.
Yeah, choose a
anything-
door, window, or area within range. So 20-foot cube, basically.
So as long as we sleep in a 20-foot cube.
Frank's 20-foot kid.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
So,
And then anything entering it causes an audible.
Or mental, but I'll make it audible for everyone.
Just mental. Hearing things in my mind again.
That's normal for
It
him.
just,
That's the
it
thing.
just becomes a part of your dream.
Yeah.
I have a dream.
Which, of course, he perceives as reality.
Yes.
Wake up? Or no? There is no waking up anymore.
There is no respite.
No, there isn't.
So yeah, I'll cast alarm. And I'm also going to.
So, is the raft in the water? Major.
No, it's out of the water. It's currently. I'm using it like a map.
You and
I-
the rest of the
I
party.
put it down and then I go to sleep on it on the ground.
Imagine there's a Harrington code up somewhere, sort of on you. I'm just going to assume that you're doing
Yeah.
rest,
Yeah.
doing watches and everything as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
standard,
Yeah, at least guys are
standard,
doing watch, I'm sure.
standard party.
As soon as I hit my head on that
I
stone.
put a sleep mask over
No.
Frank's eyes.
Yeah.
Those eyes.
Yeah, I drew them on.
Oh, of course.
Googly
Your
eyes.
googly eyes.
Someone did that to me. Someone went into my studio and put googly eyes all over my pictures.
So somebody did it to you. You mean your wife?
I don't know who did it. But it was funny, I was screaming and then someone says, you mentioned about it behind me.
Well, it could have been your kids, I suppose. But it's not going to have been like Ian.
But this is when you find out they've stuck googly eyes to the magic cards he's got on display at the back. And it's, oh, that's now
They took
worthless.
them out of the display, out of the sleeve, put them.
And then put them back.
Yeah.
But Daddy, it was funny.
That's why there's a lock on the door now.
I mean, I think you've just proven you're not going to uni anyway. Yeah, sleepy.
Doing the long resting with mage armor as well, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so you get mage armor effectively when you wake up.
Do love mage armor.
The way that you can do that, the way it specifically even says in the rulebook that you can do that with mage armor is a little bit.
Gamey.
A little bit.
Unfortunately, I do think that, especially at the lower levels, wizards need every advantage.
That's after you get past at level 5 and 6, it's not
Yeah,
too
well,
bad.
once
But at
you're-
level
yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4, wizards
Yeah.
are
You
just.
get reaction spells. That's what you need.
Well, it's like in 2nd edition D&D, a level 1 wizard has 4 hit points.
Yeah.
So, you go into an encounter, the wizard stays at the back, completely and totally out of the way.
The back's never normally the best place to be.
And the trouble is, they don't have cantrips like you do in
No,
the current edition.
everything was leveled spells.
Yeah. So if you got
That
those
is one of the
spells-
better things that they introduced, is the sort of the cantrips to allow you to be able to do something
Every turn.
every time. You're
Even
always
with
going to
those
have
spell
something
slots.
that you can do, because like a wizard at level 1, it's like,
Two
well, I'm going to
spells.
stand at the back here with my knife out in case something comes
Or a
towards me.
sling.
Yeah, or a sling, yeah.
For a stun.
Yeah, we rest, we wake up, I assume.
Yes. No, you wake up.
Not guaranteed.
Does alarm go off or anything though?
Yeah, when you get up to go and take a whiz.
without remembering it. The rest of you are woken up and it's just the wizard going, sorry, small bladder, you know. But you all wake up, you need to re-roll your portent dice.
Yes.
There very important.
19 and an 8. Very nice. Okay.
To the river. Might as well start with a survival check to try and find some rations.
Okay.
Food.
Anybody else, or shall I
Yeah.
just do a?
Yeah.
We all can help, I suppose.
We'll have
That's
a go.
cocked.
That'll be a
We'll have a go.
13.
11.
Six.
Oh, no. 2.
Less good fare today. You find sort of roots and sort of very hard vegetables.
Got a rock.
Yucca.
You find plenty of rocks and mud.
Magpie.
But yeah, you do
Just make
find
sure it's cooked
sustenance, but
thoroughly.
it's not particularly nice.
Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
fact, one of the roots you find is a ginger root, which is kind of surprising.
Ooh.
The first time you bite into it. But yeah, you do find sustenance.
A bit bland.
So, we shall continue on our way as the river
River?
takes
We will
us.
follow the
We
river.
will follow
The
the river.
river in the back.
Will we Swadwick?
What?
Wav. Full wav.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
We have to behave ourselves, the voice watching apparently.
Uh-oh. Yes, he is here.
Because she mentioned that I stole one of her drinks.
The pink monster.
Yeah. I like pink.
It used to be the colour for boys, and blue was the colour for girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Until the 1910s, something like that, and then they decided to
Victorian
swap.
era is.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to steer the raft today. The river is flowing very fast. It's more a case of trying to hold on, as opposed to trying to steer.
There is no way
Oh,
of
no.
knowing
But the river will take you
which way we are going.
up
Great
towards
song.
what is Little Oak.
Little Oak. Sounds like a place.
in the map.
Little oak.
On the way, you do pass at least several other of the fairy rings.
Yeah, yeah.
But you do notice that the majority of the ones you pass are rotten.
Dead.
The fungi are sort of decaying. They've got black ooze coming from them. There are
They're
no
Crawling towards you.
there are no dancing
Zombie
mushrooms.
fungus.
There's no
in the
fungi
one.
anymore.
That's not
Very
good.
much unfungi.
Right.
As you sort of you sail down the river, and up ahead,
Mm.
a small group of children frolics around a leafy oak tree, their gleeful yelps carrying through the forest. Painted swings dangle from the tree's branches. Nested
Use your
in its
special eyes.
crown is a ramshackle treehouse.
Is there
Are any of them
a
wearing a sombrero?
mustachioed sombrero child?
No.
Actually,
But you do find there is another wanted poster sort of stuck on the tree right in front of this one, and this is for Sir Will of the Wild, and it's the same character in a top hat and a monocle.
Oh!
3 of them now.
Okay, that one. More TP.
You got a top hat?
Yeah, and someone can roll a d8 for me, please.
The 8.
Go.
8!
Special offer. Bring this impetuous brat to me, and you can claim one item of your choice from my workshop.
We need to get all of his outfits so that we can try and. The sombrero on with the top hat on top, then the monocle with the mustache.
We need
Do I
like
recognise him then?
6 children and we just all up.
All the children look the same anyway. A boy, a girl, a teenager.
But your true sight has gone. No, effectively after the long rest.
I'm hanging now.
So everything you see is as it is. Yeah.
We shall
Well, no one knows what you're seeing.
approach, making lots of noise before we get there so that they know that we're coming, not the whole like, suddenly, hello, right behind them.
You do appear to have been spotted on your way, and as you're sort of taking the wanted poster down, You notice the children sort of running back up the tree into the treehouse at its top.
Oh, we haven't got sweeties in the van, so don't worry.
It's an ice cream raft.
Everyone knows when the music's on, it's run out.
That's exactly right. I'm going to wave my wand.
See, that's the joys of living on the high street like we do.
They don't stop.
Is they don't stop along here. So we
Guardians.
hear them all the time, and it's just like, oh, well, we can't get around the corner to where they stop in time.
Put out my wand. Wingardium Securiosa.
Secriosa.
There are no hidden.
They're
They're-
very obvious traps.
Yeah. There are no traps. You do see a couple of trapdoors, but again, they're
Quite obvious.
they look like they have been made by children. So it's very well hidden with just sort of a branch hanging over
Yeah.
a trapdoor, and it's like, well done, you tried.
Does anyone know the password?
Shout up the tree, parlay.
You just sort of hear a voice screaming back from the. What's the password?
Password.
I don't think that's right. There's sort of a bit of, and then there's silence to the password.
Jimmy Stinky.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the kind of combination an idiot would have on his luggage.
I need to go change the compilation of my luggage.
So hold on. So how far is it up to the top of this tree?
30 feet.
30 feet. Oh, cool.
I could fly up there.
I can Misty step up there. So
That's really scared the tree.
Knock knock.
I can burn it down.
Whoa! I can chop a tree down.
I got dark very quickly.
If you try.
No. I do not. Right. Anything obvious on the ground level around here, apart from the 2 trapdoors and the kids going up to the treehouse? Is there anything?
we can cast detect magic and try and see if there's anything funny with this tree. Take a bit of time, but
Make me a nature or survival check, one of you.
Survival. 19.
Cool. You quickly realise that the tree is looking back at you.
Ha.
It
it's
is
another
a
one.
sentient tree.
What's the password?
I'm not telling you. There's sort of very deep groan. As, if a tree could stand up and cross its arms, it's sort of doing that and just sort of looking down at you. Just go,
I'm gonna go.
no.
I'm gonna shout up. I'm gonna go. I'm a child. I transferred. I need friends. Are you gonna be my friends?
What was the name of the tree we spoke to before? The one that we got Frank from.
I don't think it had a name.
no, it didn't.
No.
Just tree.
You have noticed there are a lot of sentient trees around
Yeah.
across
So you
the
happen
hither
to
and
have
thither.
a brother and or sister / cousin / third uncle that looks somewhat like this, and I hold up Frank.
Not that I can remember.
What's your name?
Does he have a name? Little Oak.
Little Oak.
Little Oak.
Meet Frank. Frank Little Oak. Waves a branch on his tree.
Yes, I can see you torturing one of my kin.
Not torturing, looking after.
I think the waving of the branch probably is torturing.
Only if he doesn't like it. And Frank hasn't told me otherwise.
You have to wait a while for the sentience to develop.
Yeah.
Just like we gotta wait a while for his sentence to develop.
So, what are these kids doing up there in that tree?
Hiding.
Is this a sanctuary? Are they hiding from Skagatha Christie?
They're hiding from the child
Granny
labour
United.
laws. Yeah.
Christie.
No character is going to keep its original name.
They're looking
I'm
at
just liking
nu-
the different ones that you come up
They're
with.
looking at nudie mags, having a puff
Oh.
of a cigarette.
Were any of them taken from the WitchLight Carnival?
What does it matter to you?
We're just trying to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure it out on your own.
We came through the Witchlight Carnival to get here, which is, and we understand that there were children going missing from the carnival.
I mean, obviously they're in a better place because their parents had them very low down on the list of things that they were worried about.
They were low down on the carnival list of things they were worried about.
I didn't see any parents.
Make a
wandering around.
persuasion check. As you're having these conversations.
17.
17. You notice that there's one of the children appears to have sort of been looking out, watching you for sort of the last 5
He's
minutes.
The monarch.
However long you've been trying to negotiate.
I'm a
with
child
this
monarch.
tree. And then there is sort of a sudden blue flash as the kid disappears and reappears behind you with a small creature next to it. And I'll give you this one. It's a baby displacer beast.
Ah!
It's a displacer beast kitten, to be
I
exact.
take a step to the side.
It looks very cute and then disappears back to the top of the
Most
treehouse.
lethal things do look very cute.
Yeah. That was very cool. I could do some things too, and I'd do some minor illusions of like fireworks coming out.
So did the kid go back up with it?
No,
as well?
the kid is
Kid's
standing
still-
behind.
Oh,
Ah,
and I'm gonna fireworks. I can do fireworks.
I hold out the poster.
yeah, is it?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
It is you.
Yes.
So where's your mustache?
It's called a disguise. I'm really good at them, I'll have you know. I'm Will of the Wild.
Nice to meet you, Will of the Wild.
Nice to meet you too, King. How's it going?
Yeah, see, you know me.
Is this going to be a Peter Pan scenario?
I reckon.
Where it turns out he's actually the evil one?
And there's a spicy kitten is how he flies.
Ah yes, the Displacer Kitten, aka Tinkerbell.
That's to be clear. That's not what displacer beasts or kittens do.
No,
I just think it's
but
way
we're in the
fun that
Feywild.
they do that.
We apologise, but we don't know the password, and we were just being friendly. We're not horrible people.
We don't want people to know the password. That's the point of having a password.
True.
Well, no,
You've passed the test. You passed your security clearance.
some people need to know the password. Otherwise, why have a password?
Other people that know the password know the password. It's a perfectly safe system. You can only get in if you know the password, and we only tell you the password if you know the password.
Yeah, password.
There's
Again, this kid is 11.
yeah.
And his logic is seamless.
What is what's her face?
Scabatha Christie.
Scabatha Christie. Don't wants you for a reward.
Ah, yes, I'm sure she does.
What have you done to her?
Oh, I kidnap children.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
so
got her-
you're kidnapping children.
Got her hand cut off, and now she's got a hook.
Has a pet, the crocodile.
Can you kidnap something that's already been kidnapped? Is it
You're liberating.
rescuing?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the word. And
No,
Michelle opens a book.
you're-
Rescuing.
It's not rescuing. You're merely reacquisitioning.
Oh, you've got a better idea.
So you take the kids back, then what do you do with them?
Well, I think he keeps them for himself.
We hide from her. We try and survive. We try and rescue other kids. We can't leave.
Are you
so.
from around here?
I'm not from around these parts.
So you believe.
Are you on the material plane?
Yeah, I was kidnapped like everyone else.
Ah, see, you can get back.
I was not kidnapped. I was adult napped.
You signed a
You
contract.
signed a contract, yeah.
What contract?
Yeah, this sort of very excited-looking boy, sort of looking up at you. Yes. Sort of waiting for you to do.
Where is
Scavenger.
Scabatha?
Because we're here to
Scabatha?
talk with her nicely.
Why are we going to talk to her
Wink.
nicely?
Well,
Wink, wink.
We've been sent
Yeah,
by
it does
her.
not
We've
rescue.
been sent by her sister to deal with her in whatever means that may happen to be, because her sister is very upset at the fact that she's not able to control all of you pesky children. Her words, not mine.
Yeah. For those of you wondering, this is why Scabatha was having such trouble controlling children that Bavlova was so delighted about. We might be able to be of assistance. Of course, we have our own plans, but you're more than welcome to join. Make a perception check.
6.
Yeah, he sounds very convincing.
If we join, he might give us the password.
Have you got plans upstairs?
Yeah, you can. I think you're trustworthy. What do you think?
He's found his perception check as well then.
I'm very trustworthy, I have you know.
Yeah,
As I
you think-
smile at
We've
him.
not given him any reason not to trust us.
I haven't had the need to cast a spell yet.
Actually said that you cast minor illusion.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Alright.
Roll a
That's a
decent.
cantrip, isn't it?
That's a
Don't care,
cancer.
that's the thing.
It's still a casting of a spell.
Natural 20.
So nothing happens? He informs you that the password
no.
is sweets.
Sweets with a so plural, more than one.
Sweets. And he invites you up into the treehouse.
Have you got any sweets?
No, I mean, you were asking for them.
Yeah, I know, but I'd like some sweets.
I check my golden pouch for sweets.
There aren't any.
There's a half-eaten Werther's original in this bucket.
But I think that's a good place to take a break.
Yeah, we'll take
Okay.
a quick brock. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yay! Great lizard.
And we're back.
Yeah! Diddle-doo. We're about to
Transition.
go up to the treehouse with some kiddies.
Not the time to log in.
That's not what I meant.
That's a totally different kind of game.
We are not doing that in this campaign.
Oh yeah! Orphanage, yeah?
Start
That was
learning.
the Cthulhu. The ones in the hospital will be fine. Don't worry about those crazy dog people outside.
You start off in the Feywild and you transition the campaign into Call of Cthulhu by the end.
That would be
Just change
Well,
rule systems
that's-
halfway through.
I mean, you could do
That would be a
stuff like
change of
that.
pace.
You could do sort of as you step through into another dimension, you come out as characters in another world that then go and.
And then if you come back through an adventure again, you go back to the other character.
But you have leveled up. That would be a sick
Cool.
campaign. So we're going to do
That
next.
would be
So
a
we're
little
streaming
bit.
D&D
That would be a very DM
Call of
intensive
Cthulhu, Red
experience.
Dwarf, Conan system.
I remember DMing a game where everyone had paper characters. And when something happened, the character sheets rotated to the right.
Oh.
And the personalities changed. And then the player had
The
to
player
then
would- yeah.
play what they think.
Sounds like Face Off.
Like one of them was a fairy that didn't like walking. So
Well, why would
then
you
he
if you're a
transferred
fairy?
over to someone who wasn't walking. He was like, "What is this peasantry? I have to walk."
So, does he have a war room?
Yes, with a map and that.
There's less of a war room and more
Legos.
a room. The floor of this treehouse is covered with blankets, cushions, and piles of straw. Hanging from the 6-foot-high ceiling by a rope is a basket that holds apples, berries, sugarcane, and a few crumpled-up sheets of parchment. In one corner, lying on a cushion, is a rusty oil can that looks out of place. Heaped in another corner is a crude unicorn costume made of polka dot quilts with a wooden horse's head and a wooden horn attached to it.
Okay.
How big is it?
Resembles a full-sized unicorn.
Yeah, but like, can I get in?
Probably just about. It'd be a bit of an obese unicorn, but yeah.
Go and sit in the corner in
So-
a unicorn outfit.
It's big enough to be worn by 2 adults, but I'd imagine between you and the Harrington, you fill it out.
I'll be bum. He sees his little butt.
Tiny little legs.
The front half is up here, the bottom half is down here.
A giraffe.
So, what's the plan, Kiddio?
Yeah.
Will
What's with the oil can?
Do you go up and
I'm
examine it?
going up and examining the oil can.
Cool.
Careful, you might ignite it.
So
No,
as
that's not going to happen.
two of you are sort of climbing into a unicorn costume, I imagine. Ella, what are you doing? Well, Amaris is going to examine the oil can. Or are you just sort of taking in the...
I'm taking in the madness of all this and just sort of looking over at Will, just like, same as normal, or?
You do notice that the crumpled up sheets of parchment that are strewn everywhere are different versions of the wanted poster. So you have Die Will der Wild, and it's him in lederhosen. You know, there's there's an American. There's
Herr Wildewald.
there's every single sort of. You look over in the corner and you can see sort of a box filled with costumes.
Will the Wild. 007.
And he really just made as many different characters because he thinks he's being remarkably sneaky.
We need to collect all of these.
We
And
have
all of the
bag
different ones.
Complete the set.
So that we can complete the set.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and remember that. But you walk up to an oil can that's sort of just lying on a pillow. But as you walk up, the oil can just sort of bounces up and down, and in a very sort of
Sprouts arm and legs.
high-pitched, sort of squeaky voice. Hello, are you here to party?
What are you?
I'm an oil can. What are you?
I'm a ganassi.
You look very warm.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm not used to oil cans moving and talking.
No, I am somewhat unique, aren't I?
Yes.
Why?
That's what makes
Why
me
can I be
special.
paid?
Why are you special?
Because it's a talking oil can.
Well, yes. Why, as an oil can, are you sentient and moving? What has made you this way?
I don't know. I've always been like this, I think. And then you just sort of hear one of the children sort of pipe up sort of quietly go, "We found him like that."
Where did you find him?
Yeah, we did it.
It's not your average, even for the Feywild. This feels unusual, I will say.
I reckon it's from what's her face?
It's
Agatha Christie.
They just found him, quote, walking in the woods. Walking or being bouncing along, just sort of. Yeah, he was singing to himself.
How long ago was that?
A few
A
weeks,
Feywild.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, again,
Time in the Feywild
Yeah.
is not.
Will. Again, so Will is 11. He is the oldest kid in the treehouse.
Yeah.
So things like dates, accuracy, you're not really going to get them from kids.
Yeah. So you don't remember anything before they found you?
I presume I was a normal oil can at one point, but how would I remember that?
That's a point.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Can't argue with that logic. Yeah, no. Fine, it's a sentient oil can.
The name's Squirt. Nice to meet you.
Of course it's Squirt. It would be Squirt.
And I'm pretty sure this is a creature type that was entirely made up for this campaign.
Yes.
Can't say I've come across it before.
So he's an oil can. Do you always have oil in you? Do you ever run out, or?
Oh yeah, he has to fill me up, and he sort of he does a thing of he looks like his cheeks are, he's taking a breath, and then tries to clench, and sort of like a tiny drop of oil comes out the top, and he's just like, yeah, I'm kind of running out.
That's why they call me Squirt.
Are we
More like-
talking
More like drip.
lamp oil or engineering oil?
Boggle oil.
Say again. What?
Boggle oil. Oil from a boggle. You know.
Boggle oil.
Yeah.
What the hell is a boggle?
Well,
Nature? Survival?
Yeah. It's both. Well, yeah, because you're asking, so nature or survival.
In the adult industry,
Oh,
it's very good.
24,
to
natural 20.
24. So, a boggle is like a corrupted fey creature.
Right.
You've heard about them in the past. They sort of they emerge out of corruption, and are generally deemed unpleasant creatures. But they are very oily and very slippery.
Oh.
Okay. So, a sentient can of boggle oil. I suppose that makes some kind of sense.
I know, we throw the healer down the well. We need.
Thank you for the sub surge for resubbing. 3 months.
Who's the healer?
Who's
Certainly
the healer?
I
me.
guess that's
Well, me.
Jim. Yeah.
And me.
It certainly isn't the barbarian or the wizard. No.
I've got healing spells, but
It's very much like my Wednesday group where we have a cleric who's a warrior cleric. So he has access to exactly 2 healing spells.
Our clerics are awesome damage
what do you
dealers.
need?
Yeah, but
The
when
group
they're
does
the,
need a healer.
when they're the only healer class in the group and they were going to join the group as the healer.
And then with warrior.
Yeah.
You need a team of clerics. Party of clerics.
Oh, a party of clerics could absolutely destroy.
Anything.
Make a party of all Twilight clerics. We fly around and heal each other 1d6 at the end of every round.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be broken at all. So,
Does he remember boggles at all then? Like, if he has boggle oil, he must surely have.
How smart is he? His intelligence is 11, so reasonably actually.
Smarter than me!
I was going to say, it's not much of mine.
There are boggles in the workshop.
Workshop.
that'd be.
That's an interesting word. I'm guessing this is where the
That's
kids
probably
are
where-
rescued from?
And this is probably where he came from.
Well, yes.
This is also where if we turn in, what's his name, we get 1 item from.
Alternatively, we could go and kill her and take all the items ourselves.
Yeah.
Then all the items.
Well, we
are
could get
ours.
a curse as well.
Who would you curse?
You.
I'd say our sisters try and pit the 2 sisters against each other in a hag war.
There's 3 sisters.
There are 3, and one of
There
them
are.
sent you to kill her sister.
So they already want to be at war.
Well, we go to this one and we say, well, your sister told us to come and kill you, but we decided to come and tell you that your sister wants to kill you. And then we'll go to the other sister and say, oh, the other 2 want to kill you, but we came to tell you that they want to kill you.
How are you
I
going to get
I
back out
suspect-
of the...
I suspect they already know they want to kill each other. You know, given what I can't remember what the last one was called.
Pavlova.
Pavlova.
Yeah, given what she was like, I suspect they already know they want to kill each other.
Baklava.
Backlook.
So that's my your whole year. I've only ever participated in 1 D&D campaign, and the DM had their own adventure planned, and I could not do anything off the beat. That's the worst kind of DMing.
Yes.
The best kind of DMing is, I have a plan of this is where you're going to end up. You get there.
Well, the way I work is, right, I know everything that's happening around this
Yeah.
area, so you do your things and other things are going on
Yeah.
that I know are happening, and then you just interact.
We did annoy one person by an entire campaign deciding that we didn't want to go on the adventure and set up a bakery instead.
Yeah.
I tend to run it so I have a plan for things
Yeah.
that can happen, but
What
your
you do.
actions have your own consequences. So as I think you
Yeah.
figured out in previous campaigns, you can do things I was not expecting.
Yeah.
It may come back and bite you in the arse.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
you
be
can
beneficial. I
do
mean,
things like kill guard animals and not even think about what they are until after you've left them lying in the open. You can
Yeah.
do things like that, you know.
I mean, it's,
Nix
it's
is not an intelligent character.
I know where your start point is and I know where your end point is. It doesn't matter if you decide to go left or right. You're going to walk through the door I want you to walk through.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas, say, for this campaign, there's sort of a list of things
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
achieve, and yours just sort of
It's a book.
bouncing.
It's a book
A
campaign.
book
it's different.
campaign will be, you
Well,
kind of.
Particularly with this,
It's
there
harder
are
to
sort of
go off
places
script.
you have to go, but
Yeah.
you don't have to do normal things there, or even
Well, yeah,
participate.
we're
You can ignore them.
not normal. We're not going to do normal things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Kids.
Fireball. Oh, sorry.
Workshop.
Yes.
Well, I haven't got 5 minutes. Workshop. So that was a word that caught my ear. So is that where Will? Is it Will? Will of the Wild?
That's
Yes.
the leader. The
Yes.
man,
Is that where he's rescuing all the kids from?
and there's sort of a voice from behind you saying, "Yeah, that's right. We all came from there." There are other kids in here as well.
Yeah,
So he knows
I'm
how to
talking
get
to the oil can. I mean, that's possibly the weirdest sentence I've said today, but
Squirt's just sort of like,
And
I
then
think
the
so.
oil can.
There are lots of kids there, but they didn't seem to leave when I was there.
I'm guessing they're not very happy there.
What's happy?
This is a philosophical conversation I did not want to have.
Is happy like partying? Because no.
That's kind of it,
Oh,
sort of.
Big party.
then no.
What are they doing in the workshop?
Disco, disco, disco.
That is more or less the attitude of this oil can. Wait till it gets to talk to the.
So this is how the oil can talks. Yeah, we go to disco.
It is, it is Zohan.
Oh, great.
They're making toys.
That's right. Someone said. What are these toys for?
Whoa.
Partying.
Hey.
No,
Party
they
toys.
don't. They don't use the toys. And then the rest of the kids, is sort of, or the one kid who's sort of a short dwarf,
She sublets to this guy
You know,
in the North
just
Pole.
sort of the very start of Whiskers. It's like, oh, that's so cute. It's just sort of like, we don't know. They were taken away from us.
Don't they get born with a full grown beard?
Toys for adults.
Not those kind of toys.
Okay.
Ah, okay. Yep.
She sells off to some guy in the North Pole.
Yeah.
She is actually actually Santa. Yeah.
We've been asked key in the back.
But you do notice that that Squirt, the oil can, is getting bored of this depressing conversation and is now sort of bouncing up and down on its pillow, repeatedly asking, "So we're gonna party? Come on, let's party! Someone's got to have some music."
Just imagine now putting a little spout of his oil can out. Pure sugar. Let's go!
Ready. As I do, White Chicks, where he takes the pills with the whistles.
Yeah, the whistle. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the interview where they asked Terry Crews what
That's
he would
it,
have
Terry
been
Crews.
if he wasn't a football player?
Dancer.
Yeah, he went to dance and the host didn't believe him. So Terry Crews just danced on the TV show. He's a really good dancer. I love Terry Crews, he's awesome. And he is President Comanche from the greatest movie of
Yes.
all time.
They asked Peter Crouch what he'd be if he wasn't a footballer.
Instead of Virgin.
Sounds about right.
We'll have to get Serge to come
We
over and
will.
play a D&D.
He needs to
We can
come
do a
over
one-shot
and
if
we
he
can do
wants.
a one-shot with him.
Come over the water, swim, and then
Yeah.
come
There
join
is
us.
no other way of getting here. You must swim.
Or we can lend you Frank,
Yes, Frank,
the rowboat.
the rowboat. Well, the raft. He's gonna become a sailboat soon because he's growing a mass.
Which
Oh no, wait, he's growing a mass, and now we're gonna have to take him to the hospital.
Are you sure he's not becoming? You sure he's not becoming a man?
Maybe. Stop feeding him those blue pills.
He wants to be. He wants to go into the Matrix. That's the red pill, isn't it?
Does
Red pills to get out of the matrix.
Will
Yeah.
have a way to get into and out of the factory?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're interested.
I have a plan. It's a phenomenal plan. And you just sort of see that the rest of so there are 3 kids behind him. There's sort of a young dwarf, there's a gingerhead wood elf, and there's a full-blooded orc as well.
Is it your look son?
Whenever I hear I have a plan, all I can think of is the Samuel L. Jackson scene in Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
When he says, I have a plan, and then the shark comes out of the
You're
water.
very Jackson.
I have a plan. We'll put poo in a bag and set it on fire.
Sounds like a cunning plan.
Okay.
you know, or we've got disguises, and he just sort of goes to the thing and just sort of pulls up like pirates hats and all, you know, cowboy outfits and effectively everything you could ever
can I put
imagine.
a cowboy outfit on?
That
I mean,
It will fit you
is
as
a
well.
hairstyling tool.
so
That's not what you think when you look at it, is it?
What?
It's a hairstyling tool.
3 fingers, right?
So, I mean, the disguises probably will work because you sit there and you say about how he thinks that he's very good at
I work for a
disguising.
hairstyling company.
There are 1,000,001
Not that one.
different posters of him.
Yeah.
So
Just arguably
they're putting out new posters of
No,
him in every disguise.
We look at it 'cause
Which means that
Something
they're
doesn't
seeing
work,
him
so that's like-
all the time.
Well, no, which means that they're
Someone
also
didn't
not
check that
realizing
properly.
it's the same person.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
Well, they are, and they're just sending out the posters because who knows what he's going to be
How
dressed
do
up
they
as
get?
this
How do
week.
they get his name?
He seems like the sort of person who'd be like, "It's me, Wildine Vist."
Yeah.
Cool.
Given he's done that several times to you already, notably when he met you, despite, you know, not even knowing who you were, yeah, subtlety, not really his forte.
Okay. Okay.
So
we
we
wanna
want
go
to go
in.
either, so that's pretty good.
So we want to get in there.
Yeah.
Because we want to save the children.
I thought we
Well,
were doing after.
Yeah. We'll do that.
yeah, we say the children as a byproduct.
I suppose that's we can tell this kid what he wants to hear.
I mean, we're going in to take down Scabatha, so if we're going to do that as a byproduct, we will be rescuing the children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got enough space up here for all the children?
He just sort of looks around and it's just like, yeah, it'll be fine.
Well, I mean,
And it's already getting pretty cramped with
Stack
you
them
four.
like firewood.
I mean, get rid of Scabatha, and they could probably stay there.
But then he's going to become the new thing. He's going to start, oh, wow, we need to make some money to pay for all these mouths to feed. Get back to work.
All animals are equal, some more equal than others.
Well, hold on. How many children would it take to completely get rid of that pile of gold?
Oh, good.
I'm not going to be
That was, I had no idea where you were going, but that was
Yeah.
not what I thought you
Good
would
idea.
go.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
He's repenting.
Yeah, make something.
And they could probably all do with some clothing. I bet they're all in tattered clothing.
So they could all get a cloak somehow. It was
Jumpsuits.
random though.
Jumpsuits. Well, maybe he can.
Was it random or did you just not ask for this?
Well, I did say, can I make a request?
no,
and
you
you
can't.
said no.
I forgot you asked that. He just makes what?
He makes whatever the loom makes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The loom looks at you and goes, you know what? You need a bag.
You look like someone who could use this.
I needed a stick.
You look like you need a monkey.
You got an entire song about carrots.
I do, yeah. Like up the bum. I mean, what?
What in the butt?
And in the stew.
What would he know?
You want to put what in my butt? Or butters as I've got something in my front pocket for you, tap down son. I've got something in my front pocket for you. Why don't you
Completely
put your
sincere.
hand in and see what it is? So he doesn't have a way in. He just
Well,
he
what is
flies
the
by the
plan?
seat of his pants.
Now that you're here, we can come up with a better plan.
I like the idea of poop in a bag. Is that right?
Oh, we can still incorporate that, obviously, because that's
Does-
foolproof.
You could disguise yourselves as a unicorn and sneak in.
Nay, that's a terrible plan.
I'm with him.
You hear the sort of the ginger-haired wood elf just sort of pipe up in a very quiet voice. Just say, "That's not what the costume's for.
What's it for?
It's for trying to find the unicorn."
Oh, didn't we find a unicorn?
Didn't we have a unicorn's horn?
We do have unicorns horn.
Yeah.
The cost of my sanity, so I'm a bit attached to it. I'm like,
A unicorn?
Horn.
Oh, horn. I thought you said swan. I'm like, what the fuck? A unicorn swan?
He's got the horn.
You're
Someone was going to say it. I thought I might as well say it first.
So the three children who introduce themselves as Bobby, Stallone, and Zenor sort of start talking about the unicorn and the wayward pool and sort of some of its magical properties and how they were planning on using the excellently made costume to try and talk to the unicorn, or to try and uncover some
So
more
what is this
secrets about the
magical
pool?
thing that the unicorn can do?
And then you just sort of, as you ask that question, Will just sort of bursts in and says, "Nothing! He's a big old scaredy cat. You won't do anything to help. I don't know why you kids are bothering."
Maybe you haven't asked it the right questions.
Yeah.
Well, if you could get near it to ask it, that might help.
You need to ask it if it's
He
going
needs
to
a slap.
Candy Mountain.
You what, sir?
He needs a mother to slap him.
He does.
He's
yeah.
getting a bit
He needs
big boy pants.
to ask the unicorn if it wants to go to Candy Mountain.
Candy
The big rock candy
Mountain,
mountain.
Charlie.
And then we need to find the magical Leoplerodon at the bottom of the wayward pool.
Right.
It's a magical Leoplerodon.
We could do with all the help possible, so maybe should we go have a look for the
I
unicorn?
mean, we could always try and help them find the unicorn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
might benefit
I
us.
think that, yeah, I think that might be useful.
Apparently
Sort of see-
unicorn's tears are a good
I think unicorn's a good idea before we go.
cream.
Try and kill Scabatha.
Yes. Sort of gritting his teeth slightly, you just sort of see Will being like, "Well, we need time to prepare the plan anyway, so if you want to, you can...
Yeah,
you go waste your time."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
We're gonna come
Who's
back after
pooping
we've
in the
gone to
bag?
find the unicorn. The tree's gonna be on
Does he
fire.
just
Kids
smile?
coming out of windows.
Just the biggest smile you've ever seen,
just
and he's just like,
I'm just distracting him from our plan by talking about poo.
Does he wish me to leave some for him to use in the bag?
Wow.
that'd be very He just sort of looks at the size of him and is like, "Oh yeah."
Whoa.
We've been eating some very questionable things whilst we've been at the Feywild, so
Don't ask me, I'm Nesquik.
Does it come out in pellets of you? Or?
Yeah. Yeah. You can firelight it.
chocolate. Oh no, it's a raisin. That's the age of the question. Chocolate chip cookie or an oatmeal raisin cookie?
How was that a question?
Oatmeal raisin.
No, you're insane.
Yeah.
Oatmeal raisin every time.
I've got one for you, both.
Combine an oatmeal raisin with chocolate chips.
Small.
A schmore.
Yeah. You got a chocolate one on top and an oatmeal underneath and a marshmallow in between.
Could do without the bar.
That's called diabetes.
That sounds absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, so I shall leave a
Cinnamon
sample.
Yeah.
I shall leave a sample.
Yeah, there is the stereotypical brown paper bag.
Now, is this a sentient brown paper?
Literally attaches and sucks it out. Okay.
It's about to have the worst day imaginable.
Oh.
It's about to sacrifice himself to be set on fire and pushed through the door.
But as you're sort of
Yeah.
providing your sample, the little elf girl sort of walks up to the wizard. And sort of says, "You need to be careful. The unicorn knows when you're not a unicorn."
I imagine so. Yeah.
Unicorns are quite
Yeah,
Yes.
but it will never know me as he puts the suction cup on his
Oh, don't worry about me, the young one. I've been through enough by this point.
She says, young one, I'm 305, you prick.
There is a decent chance this kid has actually been alive for longer than you. They do not age. Yeah.
That is true. But 100 years of being
Outside
stuck
having
in a
a
tree
cigarette.
house.
No, they are mentally stuck at the age they are captured, but they are.
Wendy.
Could be.
Yeah, you also do notice that there is a distinct difference in the clothing three of them wear, and it comes from three different time periods.
Yeah.
The orcs is by far the most modern. The dwarves is the one that looks the most out of fashion, with the wood elves being sort of somewhere in between.
Yeah, but dwarves aren't exactly.
Do you know all these fashions?
You've seen lots of them. You've
They
seen
seem to
recognise
come
a
and
couple
go.
of them.
Yeah. EC fashions come, EC fashions go.
You got disco era. You've got
The word, the oil can just sort of pops up and it's like, let's go! And just sort of bouncing up and down, very excitedly.
Mine illusion of drum beat in the background for him.
and I'll do what you did out. I'll do my illusion of a disco ball.
Roll a d20.
Oh shit!
probably a higher chance that your magic will go wild.
In a treehouse is a bit that bad. Oh, my palms are sweaty.
Mom's spaghetti.
Spaghetti, yeah.
So all of a
Mine
sudden,
needs
huge
a
fireball
week,
in the middle of the treehouse. That would be.
You you cast a minor illusion, and you just sort of feel something else come down. No, and stop the illusion, sort of just in time.
Like that would be a good way to get a TPK very early on. To summon a fireball.
I mean, he can do that at
it's
level
like
1.
That's what I
Baldur's
mean.
it's like Baldur's Gate 2, where we're playing a playthrough. It was me, Rob, Ian, Chuck, and Amy. Rob played the Wild Mage. So
Of
we're
course
having this lovely fight that we died a couple of times in, and then we were like, yeah, we're doing really well. And then suddenly we see this cow descend from the top of the screen, and it goes... Because he killed us all with his wild magic.
You just imagine that.
Yep.
A level 1 party. Wild
We're about
magic.
to set off on our first adventure, guys.
Wild magic surge. Fireball. Boom.
I shoot.
TPK. What the hell?
I cast armor.
Oh,
Chain lightning.
Something attack me. Shield.
no. Explosion, and then at the end you're dead, but there's a perfectly cooked...
Honestly, the thing that would have been amusing about if a wizard had cast shield is they still cast the shield, but then detonate a fireball inside it.
perfectly cooked rabbit.
So if you trigger wild magic,
Yeah.
both effects will happen. Yours
And
and
the
the
spell.
wild magic's. And your shield will not stop fireball because it's a dex save.
Yes.
Absorb elements.
Anyway, to the Wayward Pool. What's the best way to the Wayward
Yeah.
Pool?
The river.
Up the river.
Down the river.
Sideways
Through
across
the
the
river.
river. Are there any other questions you have for they? As you're about to leave, Will just goes, well, you might as well know who we are. We're the Getaway Gang.
Nice to meet you, Getaway Gang.
I'm guessing you got away.
It's a clever name, don't you think?
Obviously, there's wanted posters out for
Yes.
your head.
Yes.
Be careful.
And then he just sort of puts a disguise on. I'm fine. As the moustache just sort of falls off of one side.
Another moustache on a minor illusion. Like a proper one for a minute. It's like,
I'm gonna.
Nice
No, I'm
disguise.
not.
I don't think there's anything else that we need to know other than why it is that the unicorn refused him previously. Is it because it was him, or is it just because he's a loser, doesn't want to play by the rules? He's a loose
Was it-
cannon.
who-
Who needs
who
to
was
turn
asking
into.
this?
He's very rude.
I'm asking Will, because Will's the
Will.
one who's like, no, leave that skank ass alone.
She won't help. It's pointless.
Oh, a lady unicorn.
I'm pretty sure she is, yeah.
Can I ask the wood elf child as well? So was it the costume itself, or was it something else? Was it just the costume, or
Oh, what the what? Sorry.
It
I
didn't
asked
work.
the little wood elf.
That's
Oh, this
so-
didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't tried with this costume because Will won't let us. That's just sort of a very sort of whispering at you. But whisper. She desperately wants to try, but Will does not see the benefit.
Turn
in
your
this.
hearing aids up.
Yeah, get my peacock familiar onto my shoulder to listen through its ears instead. That's better than mine.
And of course,
Oh.
then you just have two fields of
What's
vision
the
overlapping
horn
each
on
other.
this unicorn?
It's made of wood.
So it's made of wood.
This is
Maybe
very cheap.
once we're out of here, we replace the wood horn with your real horn.
However,
That might go very badly.
Yeah.
Might then all of a sudden see
You
we
killed
have
someone.
Why have you
another-
got a unicorn horn?
Yes.
Maybe we're returning it
Mm.
to its rightful owner?
which one?
Because
Where's the
unicorns,
horse?
unicorns are like Highlanders, there can only be one.
As you would know, unicorns generally do not survive having their horns removed.
Yeah, there can be only one.
You just got to look for the horse.
The quickening happened.
Do you mind if I put the horn into your bag of holding for a bit?
I
I'll
imagine
think
every
more.
important thing will be in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
You've had time to travel, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Alright then.
big-
I'll tell you how it goes. Then to the
Ow!
That's meant to be nice.
People have hammer.
I think that would hurt me more than her as well, to be fair.
Oh, my hip.
He runs
Yeah,
against
whack
one
with the
wall.
elbow, by it.
He runs against one wall, then runs across the room against the other wall, and then
Makes a running leap, just donk straight onto
what kids do, right?
Sloane's head.
you smell what the wizard's
Hello.
cooking. Cool.
Can't see me.
Let's go and
Cast blur.
attempt to find a unicorn.
Who's gonna wear the?
I'm still
outfit?
wearing the unicorn outfit.
I should still be your bum.
I'm a little unicorn too.
Wait,
Short
so
and
how do we get down
stout.
from the treehouse then?
There are
This place.
branches and
Here's
ladders and
my
things.
horn
There is a,
and
there
I
is a
asked
rope
one
ladder
of
that
the
they
other
descend.
kids
Ah,
that
okay.
isn't Will, does the password change on a daily basis, or has it always been sweets?
Think something only a child would think of.
Cool.
Oh god.
You might be screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm obvious.
Yeah, Igo is probably in his element here.
Yeah.
It also depends on how old they are.
They're all young children.
The oldest
The
is
more-
11.
No
the
one
more
is
of
a
a
teenager.
curiosity of, if you die, mummy, do I get all of your stuff? And when do you plan on dying? Is it going to be soon? Cool. We head off to Frank.
Yep. So yeah, they throw the ladder down. You can descend.
Like, step out of the tree.
Poof.
I'm just going to step out for a second.
You definitely survive. So do you actually just
No,
jump
I
there?
go.
Right. How can it
I was
be?
making a joke that it's a tree for kids.
You
Barely fit through the trapdoor.
you can
I just put my
return
head through.
to Frank, and you can make your way back down to the Wayward Pool over here. It does take you several hours to get there, as you notice that the water seems to be pushing you
It's reluctant.
away from the pool, and you make
Fighting
an
it every step of the
intelligence
way.
check.
Would it just be easier to walk it, to be honest? That's a 22.
Yeah, you notice that the water has always actually been moving you away from the pool. Every time you've gone near it, you realise that you've always been diverted somewhere around it.
Right.
That's okay, I'm just going to brute force this bitch.
You can.
Fair enough, yeah.
Might be. Okay, we need.
Well, that
patience
might be
about
the
that.
source.
Yeah. It's the wayward pool.
Ready? Stroke. Stroke. Stroke.
This is an appropriate time.
All right. Row. 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 Your boat gently down the stream.
Anybody else smell toast?
Do you want to pause the ad break? 'Cause I'm not sure how much longer.
Ad break.
Oh, ends. Sorry,
Oh,
I misread
yeah.
that. Okay. Yeah, it takes you a good couple of hours,
Your community is back.
and twilight is approaching as you as you make your way sort of to the edge of the pool. Where's the pool?
Row your boat gently down the
I
stream.
mean, unicorns, based off of all of my past experience, aka the film Legend,
Yeah.
unicorns come out at night.
I thought that's when the freaks came up.
That was a very good film, Legend. With Tom Cruise.
Ah,
Very
He
young
is a
Tom
good
Cruise.
actor.
Ah,
Tim
Tim
Curry.
Tim Curry as the devil.
I would watch more or less anything Tim Curry did, I think.
I've been enjoying Tim Curry's Twitter lately because obviously he had that horrible stroke a few years ago. But everybody's like, oh, did he die or something? And he's constantly coming back at them on Twitter like, well, if I have, I was the last one to be informed.
The best. Just, did you die? Yes. Still here though. So you notice that as you sort of approach, there is an entrance to sort of a wide pool, and you pull Frank up sort of on the edge of the entrance as it
Get him out of the water. so he
goes
doesn't-
towards mist drift over the surface of a small lake that is connected to the main water. Forested crags line the shore on one side of the lake, and the mossy rocks protrude from the shallows. Near the centre of the lake is a rocky islet.
I sniff the water. Does it smell fresh?
Yes.
1d10 poison damage.
I am a water sommelier.
It is delicious.
You say that. I have seen that
Yes,
There
no.
are water sommeliers, yes.
when I was in Kuwait.
It is not
Oh, that does not surprise
something
me.
to be.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I thought you were going to warn him that just drinking stuff would poison him. I mean, both things are true.
right, so
Mm-hmm.
we're coming up
We
to
are,
twilight.
yeah.
There's a nice little islet. Is it easy to get to the islet? Is there like stepping stones?
No.
Or is it all by itself?
we've got Frank.
It is deliberately separate from the
How,
rest of
how
the thing.
big is it?
Well, the lake itself is massive, and the island looks fairly large in the middle. It's sort of, you can just sort of see it in the distance. I mean, it's good. The lake is a couple of miles across.
Should we go to the island?
I think
To the
With-
islet?
with Frank we could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Put Frank back in water.
Yep.
He sinks in the lake.
Sinks.
It's only shallow, so it's only like an inch below water.
Whoa,
at the
whoa, whoa,
moment.
whoa, whoa, whoa! I pull him back up. Breathe, Frank.
You see water come out of the cracks.
Okay, that's not normal behaviour.
Right. Yeah.
I tie a rope to the Harrington
Hey.
round his waist.
Yeah.
He can fly.
Can you sink? Can you swim? Sorry,
As he
Can
does
you
that,
think he is the right
as he
sort?
I'm going to activate my wings.
it doesn't work.
Oh.
You pretty much crash back into the water, and then just sort of walk back to the ground.
So is it really shallow still?
Yeah, it
Okay.
gets progressively deeper, but you're not throwing him that far,
Oh.
and he just sort of emerges back on the ground, back on the bank. I imagine just drenched head to toe, just sort of looking at you, saying, "Eh."
Bastard.
I'm going to go out far enough that I'm.
I'm going to do what dogs do. I get right near you. I'm going to shake.
I get an extra swing on the rope as I throw it out again.
He doesn't seem to go any further, really.
I'm
than he
going
did
to
before.
go out until I'm waist deep,
Okay.
and then I'm going to lie on my back and see if I float.
You do not,
I just.
pretty much.
I hold you down.
I don't notice the difference. I
Did you
stand
work
up.
for?
Huh.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
So we cast detect magic on the water.
Mm.
See if it does. See if it has any reaction.
Cool. Roll a d100.
Oh.
Yes, the
Oh.
water is magical.
Okay. That is 37.
Okay.
Well,
Right.
This is weird. Okay. Whatever race you are, you gain the outward appearance of a drow
Who are you?
Forever.
Slap.
until you make an effort to undo it.
Oh.
What,
there's a curse in
He's
it.
human, I think.
Yeah. I'm
no,
human.
you was well. Yeah.
You
Curse
still are
it
human.
is.
You just,
It just
look
looks
like,
like a
a
drow.
drow.
Oh.
Looks like drow.
Okay.
You've gone all pastel-y and grown ears.
I'd
What the
say
fuck have you
a
done?
very old drow.
No, but yeah, you
What is everybody's
as you
con modifier?
cast detect magic, the entire lake does appear to be magical.
Right. I don't know what to make of this. I look at my hands; it's very different looking now. Like,
Pastel blue.
yeah, I'm just like.
That's normal.
Oh, your blood just left your
Oh,
skin.
I mean the dust.
We're going to call him Violet.
Yes. Borrow
Does he
it.
start to balloon up? Orange people come out of the forest. Boom.
Ah,
Boom. No, I was just trying to think of what everybody's con modifier was to see if it would be worth trying to walk along the bottom.
It is not worth. It is a considerable distance.
Well, I can hold my breath for 3 minutes.
Probably wouldn't be
I
enough.
thought-
No.
If I was an air ganassi, I could hold my breath indefinitely.
I do. Would the air elemental be able to get us over there in the hourglass?
It could get over there.
Not
Could take
take
the rest
us.
of no.
Bum. Right. Okay.
No passengers.
Yeah. No passengers.
Have you tried swimming?
Hmm?
You tried swimming?
Or sank.
That's because you're just too heavy.
Could try, could try sinking.
I'll give it. You tried swimming, it still
Yeah.
doesn't really work. It kind of feels that you're not making progress. The water
Yeah.
sort of, at least feels like it's turning to tar around you as you try to swim
So
towards
the further out I
island.
get, the more difficult it becomes, basically.
And you don't get far from the shore at all.
Yeah.
Someone don't want us in Ireland.
I go back to the shore.
Yeah.
Put on the unicorn outfit.
I'll be bum.
And I pull out the unicorn horn from the bag of holding and replace the horn of it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Should we prance around like we're looking for a mate?
I do have less restoration, but I don't think it'll work.
I start to step out
Put it
into
back
the
to the
water.
And they might need greater.
Cool. The water doesn't
Or move there.
change,
There's one disease or one condition,
but you do see
It's not really evil.
but
that there
condition
is now
blinded, deaf and paralysed
a
or
light
poisoned.
in
So
the
it's not really
coming
bad.
from the island
No, this-
in the
that needs
centre.
It probably needs a cleric.
Yeah.
I mean, at higher levels, I can probably get greater restoration, but just at the moment, lesser is all I've got.
You need to remove curse. You would figure that one. I mean, between the two of you,
Yes,
you
sir.
would have figured it out. You need remove curse to turn you back.
So instead of like
Yeah.
a unicorn tail, it's got a bunny tail.
Yeah, you now see a light in the centre of the island.
Does it seem to be getting closer? Just staying where it is?
How long do you wait?
I just keep waiting until.
Yes, it does. Slowly, the light does appear to be coming towards you. It is getting darker as you wait. The lakeshore mists part to reveal a white horse
Don't
with a
follow.
single gleaming horn on her brow. She stands perfectly silent, observing you. And she's sort of standing. She's sort of standing like 10 feet, sort of over the water, just on full Jesus style, just on the water.
Got robes, massive beard. She's turning water into wine.
Do the unicorn dance.
Yeah, I start sort of doing the little prance around, bow the head.
The back end is not keeping in sync.
There
I'm
is,
a little unicorn too.
there is a
And stab.
sort of
Where's my
again, sort of
horn?
another couple of minutes go past, and the unicorn does slowly continue to approach you.
I whip my tail back and forth.
My tail.
Who can get remove curse at third?
Third level spells.
Yeah. I can't.
So third level spell, so fifth level?
Yeah.
That'll work.
You,
Good
yeah.
as drown.
But it will take up
That's
all
what
your
I-
spells you've got to learn.
Yeah, it'll come in useful a lot more.
Yeah.
Also-
in the Fae, that'll probably be very good.
So you are
Especially with the hack.
somewhat blinded by the light of
By
this
the
unicorn.
light.
The rest of the forest is sort of very old, very dark. As I said, it's a very old forest. There isn't
Mm.
much new life. But the unicorn literally stands out as a beacon to you all. And as the unicorn sort of very slowly and gingerly sort of walks up the shore and is within sort of a couple of feet of you, a cloaked figure springs from the forest and with blades flashing throws them into the side of the unicorn. You see the two blades sort of dig in deep to her side, and then can you all make a constitution saving throw, please?
No!
No.
DC is 17.
Oh fuck.
I
No,
got an
I do
18.
not make that.
Not 18?
Yeah.
Cool.
11.
Three of you are blinded. Igo, you really struggle to see, but you do see the unicorn disappear in a big of light, and then you see sort of a very faint re-emergence of the light back on the centre. A minute or so passes.
The figure that came out of the...
It's blinded as well.
It's blinded as well?
Yeah. Isn't...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I see this?
So,
looking
if I
through
can
the-
see this figure...
Oh no, he's not actually.
I was
He
going to
passed.
say, I'm going to tackle that figure.
So he passed, and as sort of three of you are covering your eyes, rolling on the floor or whatever, you just sort of hear a voice coming from the figure. It's like, well, that's not fair.
Is it Will?
No, it's not. This is a goblin. And they're just sort of looking, you see that he's already got 2 more knives in his hands ready to throw, and they're sort of just standing looking very surprised, like, I didn't know that could happen.
I jump on the goblin.
Cool. Make a or do contested strength checks.
6.
You're partially blinded.
Tying up with him in the back of the...
Yeah. You're still in the costume.
Stop!
You're again. You can still see, but you've got dots in your
Yeah,
eyes
yeah,
as
yeah.
you sort of just fall next to him, and he just sort of looks at you and says, well, "There's no need for that," as he says, just sort of backing away from you.
We were trying to talk to the unicorn.
Good for you. I was
Well,
trying to
what the
hunt
fuck
it.
are you doing? Well, how about we talk to it, then you can fucking kill it.
I don't care what you do. I've been sent to find a unicorn horn, and
By
that's
who?
the only unicorn.
By whom?
That's none of your business.
Well,
Who are you
we
talking
We
to?
can maybe help.
Yes, you can stand by. I knew of this before we started.
Hey, who are you talking to?
I mean, depending on the reason as to why you need the horn, you know.
Feeling horny. The League has sent me.
Is it the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No, just the League.
I see.
The 3 of you are no longer blinded as well.
Oh, thanks, man.
And you don't know why they need the unicorn horn, just that they want you to get one.
No, said they need a horn, and there's only one unicorn.
What does a unicorn horn do? Look at the smart man.
I guess an awful. But I know this from wizarding, or
A unicorn horn is a very powerful magical item. They are rare, they're insanely powerful, and you can use the horn in various incantations, rites, sort of more long-lasting magic.
It's a strong aphrodisiac.
That too.
What would
Not that that's any use to you, mind.
That's like tiger blood.
so
not yet anyway.
hang on, right. Hear me
Wait,
out.
I'm 50 years younger.
This league, what do they pay for a unicorn horn?
They compensate me well.
What about if we want an army to help us relinquish some kids?
And you're winking at my butt.
Yeah, don't forget you are the
Oh,
parts of a unicorn.
I'm hanging out the door.
He's literally, he's Ace Ventura it.
Yeah. Yeah, we could help with some kids.
He's not listening, he's looking at the head of the unicorn costume.
Alright.
Hang
Right.
on.
I pull my great axe out.
You're still in the unicorn costume.
I bust the seams.
You see this fucking unicorn.
As you do so, he makes a lunge for the unicorn horn.
Hold on. I was going to say I want to use one of my
Yeah, you can do that.
dice, because one of them should be
8.
an 8, yes.
Cool. That was probably wise, because he would have snatched that horn. He sort of jumps as you're bursting out of the unicorn outfit. He jumps in midair, and you just sort of look at him and say, "No," and he just sort of collapses to the ground and rolls over. And he just means, "Give me the horn, and I'll leave."
No.
I bought that thing with my bloody sanity. What are you going to pay me
Put
for
the horn back in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with the whole head.
Put that bag somewhere else.
Threaten you.
What's that?
Let's see how much he can threaten you.
Can you threaten someone who's going insane?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it'll be effective, but
You can try.
Threaten them with sanity. No, I can't go back. I can't go back.
No, he looks at you.
Mm-hmm.
No. Give me the horn, and I will leave. He's again pulling out the daggers. Like he's got a mission. He's gonna complete it.
Really?
do we want to give him the horn?
No, because well,
Get on the sexy outfit.
also, if we ever then eventually meet up with this league, we then just say, well, we have this that we know you want, and then we have.
Well,
I have an
that'll
idea.
give us a bargaining point.
You've got an angry tone at the moment, so I think hideous laughter, a raucous sound.
With that, we will roll initiative. Except we won't. We will begin
Next
next week's
week.
session
Okay.
with.
I was going to cast hideous laughter on him.
Yes. No. I know what you're about to do.
We'll
Yeah,
see whether you're quick enough.
Yeah.
effectively, he's just as ready for combat as the lot of you. So that is where we will end the session, with you facing off against a knife-wielding goblin on the shores of a unicorn-infested lake.
There's one.
Well, there's at least one.
And it's not infesting the lake because it walks above the lake.
Yeah, that's right.
Weird unicorn lake. Are you still enjoying the campaign?
Oh,
Very
yeah.
much so.
Oh,
I wouldn't keep coming back if. Oh wait.
I mean, you're the first here every week.
Who are
Yeah,
you people?
I'm the
What are you
last to
doing in my
leave.
house?
we hold you against your will. Make you play
Yeah.
D&D.
I don't leave. No one lets me leave. No, yes, very much enjoying. Yeah. I do enjoy a good bit of D&D.
Yeah.
Well, role-playing games.
Yes.
Yeah.
All sorts.
D&D
D&D
now.
is, yeah.
D&D's just the rules system.
Something else next.
Yeah.
There is such thing as too much D&D.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're going into
5 times a week.
3 times. 3 times.
3.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
you play something else on Thursdays, so...
We alternate on a Friday now and then. Play board games.
So,
and...
Thursday gone was Crash Pandas.
Oh, Crash Pandas.
Yeah.
And I was doing Dungeons of the Mad Mage on Monday, but our DM keeps throwing in non-D&D creatures.
I mean,
We get non-D&D creatures and non-D&D magic items. We get a bunch of homebrew stuff. So it's... You go to a combat and it's like, oh yeah, you see this tiny thing that has 50 feet of movement, 3 legendary actions. You're like, ooh, that's not in the book.
Well,
That's the
see,
good thing about the Mad Mage. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. And also, everyone in that campaign is an experienced player. So
Yeah.
we want
Yeah, yeah.
a campaign that's...
but
You're gonna die!
my campaign's homebrew anyway, so it's like, yeah, I can make stuff up in it because it's not a official setting or anything.
I think it's what I want to try and do with the sessions in Candlekeep is the group that I'm with have done quite a lot and are becoming seasoned D&D players, so
Yeah.
stepping away from the books
And start throwing in.
and start throwing in things that aren't like us. Because the trouble that you run into is no matter how well somebody thinks they're going to be able to do it, it's difficult for certain people, or difficult for everybody, but certain people find it harder to. I've done this adventure before, so I know exactly what's happening in this next room.
Yeah.
Well, there's your knowledge and then there's your players, not your character's
Yeah.
knowledge.
It's some people find it difficult to separate the two, so
I
throwing them
really
in,
did at the beginning as well.
throwing them into something that isn't. They can't go, oh well, I read this online and this is actually what's supposed to happen. But it's like,
Yeah.
That's
but-
anyone that ever does that in my campaigns is massively in for a disappointment.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Oh,
Like,
everything.
I know this
Yeah.
with my character.
I try to think, what would my character do in
Well,
this
I
situation?
always say to people, if you don't know, ask the DM.
We are, but we're having a D&D based discussion, so I figured it'd be a nice little for people who might want to watch
Yeah.
and see.
If you don't know, ask the DM
Yeah.
what your character might know. Like,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
might have
that's
a role
it.
or something.
That's something I'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there will be times, I've done it many times, where
Oh, we've all
you're
done
like, you rules Lloyd in your head, and you accidentally said it out loud, and I was like, oh, okay, whoops.
it. Or like when you're coming up to an encounter and you fought a gelatinous cube before and you know all the symptoms and you're like, oh, I know, but you know,
Yeah.
Muggins here doesn't.
Or like
Yeah.
you get a description
My
of the
level 1
creature.
barbarian won't know how to deal with
Yeah.
the gelatinous cube.
Well,
Which
like-
everybody knows, you jump into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He at level 1 might have done that
Yeah.
if he could have remembered.
Mm.
That's the.
Yeah. It's like
There's also the fun thing about playing different types of characters. You can have, in the case of Tom's, a character that has a whole wealth of experience to draw upon, yet it doesn't actually know how to apply any of that knowledge.
Yeah. But our Wednesday game, I've got a encounter for you that is homebrew, but you guys have been working to actively avoid it.
Yeah, I think we noticed that one.
another thing is that I've been playing D&D for a long time, and I have yet, you longer, and probably you, I've yet to play a character that felt the same.
Well, that's the fun thing about you.
It's
You make a character.
a lot of that's down to
Yeah.
personal things. So like for you like to play lots of different things.
Yeah.
There are some people who get very focused on like a rogue, so
Yeah.
I will always
We
even
know
if I
a player
make
that will
a even
turn
if I
up as
make
a
a
cat
mage, yeah.
every
Well,
single campaign.
It's going to be a
So-
spell.
Something might be fun to do, D&D, but second or third.
An old edition.
I have to learn. But
3.5.
Start. Good old,
Three.
good old,
Three,
good old
3.5.
2. Then you have to learn the THACO system. To hit
but-
armor class 0.
Yeah.
Maths in reverse, baby!
Oh yeah, I mean, this other thing you telling me that
Yeah.
it was so negative it ended up being positive or something.
Yeah.
Well, no,
You've
so
got-
you can get to the point where it's like my AC is -12.
It's
That
very
is
easy to
something
hit.
I did like when it went to third. Armour class is so much easier to work out.
And that's why
This is
free
my
come
armour
along.
class, that's what you've got to beat.
Yeah.
See, free come along, fixed that, but also made it a little bit more harder for new
Also,
players to
when
come.
3 came in as the system of World of Warcraft was really popular.
Yeah.
And all of the sort of in that genre were really popular. So 3 kind of went right. Okay, so you want to tank a healer and a DPS.
No,
Yeah.
I thought that was fourth.
I thought that was 3rd
Fourth had an aspect like that.
Third came in.
because I know 3rd
Late-
came
late
in and
90s.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's third and there's 3.5 and they're different. Aren't
Three,
they?
3.5.
Well, they are, yeah.
There's 3.5 is more
Oh,
or
is
less
it
the
like
same
D&D
as
with
third.
attachments
It's just
that
a bit of
changes
They,
fixed.
everything?
they tweaked a few things for
Yeah,
3.5.
Because I know it was as well as when they brought in, you had at-wills
Yeah.
and dailies,
Dailies, yeah.
things like that.
God, I remember
you
trying to
had
remember that.
at-will, which is almost like your cantrip, so you
Yeah.
could do it every single time. And then you had your combat action, so you could do it once per combat.
Wait,
And then you had your daily actions that you
Yeah,
could do once
didn't
per
they
long
It's
do
quite
rest.
that?
interesting that that survived to monsters because most monster
Yeah.
stat blocks have once per day.
So,
as well.
something about third as well, the character classes aren't balanced.
No.
Yeah.
All the races aren't balanced.
They're not exactly in fifth either.
Well, no,
monks.
Wow.
Well, any character class can be broken.
If you
In-
know
in
it, yeah.
fifth, in
If
fifth
you know what
edition,
you're doing, you can break
in
a
fifth
character.
edition, every race can be broken.
Yeah.
Every class can be broken.
Particularly with
It's,
Tashes.
yeah, it's just about knowing what to do with it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think previously, it was harder to do. There were definite forerunners in the previous editions. Whereas like this is the best way to go. Whereas I think they've kind of balanced it in that sense of any race can be overbalanced. Any class can be. That if you go the right way,
Yeah.
anything can be broken.
Yeah.
Also, you have to let your DM allow you to break it. It's that whole. I was talking to a player who had a coffee lock to get infinite sorcery points and never take a long rest. And I was saying again, you'd die in 7 days in one of my campaigns.
Yeah.
End
Yeah.
of.
You
Like,
need a
yeah,
rest. You
yeah.
need a
yeah.
rest.
Well, that's where you throw in things like exhaustion and stuff like that. Is because again, the biggest thing, and I always tell everybody, one of the first pages of the DM guide of every edition of Dungeons and Dragons, these are guidelines
Guidelines.
Not
for the dungeon master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so when you get a rules lawry person, it's like, well, actually, in my world, that's not how it works.
and it is the DM's world, not
Yeah.
Yes.
There's been many players.
And also,
that-
it's really not a good idea to argue that point with the DM.
No, but I do know that there is a lot of, obviously, for people, and especially now with neurodivergence becoming more of a, not popular thing, but more of a well-known thing, having rules as written is
Yeah.
difficult for people to necessarily go, well, actually, as written in the book, this is what happens. Because everybody interprets it differently as well.
That's
Yes.
it. Like two
You know,
people can read a book.
Everybody, everybody can sit there and say, well,
I-
the way I read that is you can do
And
this.
particularly with the
Other
wording of some of the spells.
Yeah.
Like we've done that on campaigns where three
Yeah.
of us sit down
Magic
and
Missile.
argue about.
I mean, as neurodivergent, it's taken me a long time to get comfortable with that. Okay, I know what the rules are, but I also know the DM's got that flexibility to change it if need be. You know, and
I routinely make stuff up on the spot all the time.
Sometimes it's just what particularly works with this particular adventure at this particular time.
The gelatinous cube you fought had a lot more hit points than it should have done because you were
needed to.
It's also going to depend on the rules you're using. So some systems are more adaptable to making things up on the fly.
Yeah.
So something like the Twilight 2000s that I would quite like to run, it's all about survival. So tracking things like how much food and water you've got, you know, what resources you've got. That is a core part of the game, and you're not going to want to mess with that. Whereas other games like D&D, most people just hand wave away resources like that, because that's not what the heart of the game is.
Yeah, I mean, it's the carry weight of gold.
Yeah,
it's the, you know,
track
obviously there's a certain amount of if you're getting to that bullshitty amount of I've got 60,000 gold, you might need a card for that.
Are you really carrying out on your person?
Yeah. That's what buying holding's for.
Yeah.
Go back to doing it the DM's way. I call it flange. Flange is you're telling a story.
Yeah.
You do it.
Yeah.
As long as you're telling a good story. There's been many times I've done an encounter where it would have been dead several turns earlier, but because it is cool, everyone's enjoying themselves. They're like,
I mean, take Curse of Strahd. Curse of Strahd is designed to be beaten at like 5th level by the classes in the PHB.
Yeah.
When I ran that with 5.5 with Tashers and all of this, and you met Strahd at level 8, 9, it's like, you
gotta walk
book
through it.
Strahd. It's not even going to be a challenge.
I think it's about finding a good group. It's getting a group that you are able to deal with.
Yeah.
But you're able to be around.
You're talking about breaking them as well. That's also going to depend on the type of player. So you can play a breaking combination without breaking the game if you're the right type of player. If you're a power gamer,
how you're role playing it versus
if you're a power gamer, you'll win maxer. You'll break things. That broken combination is broken. If you're just playing in a friendly, you know, everyone understands this is it. You're almost deliberately limiting yourself within that combination by the way you play it.
That's where session zeros are so important. You've got to figure out what you're getting into.
You learn the players.
You also have to realise it's okay to drop out of a campaign. If it's not working for you, there's also a decent chance it's not working for the rest of the people at the table.
Yeah. Also, if you're not enjoying your character, speak to your DM. Arrange a spectacular way out and bring in a new character in. If you're not enjoying the character you're playing,
many a times.
Because as a DM, it sucks when someone at the table is not having fun. Because you go into DMing is effort to prep the campaign and do all of that, and to have someone sitting at the table being miserable for 4 hours, that doesn't make you feel good.
My favourite was I believe it was a cleric, and they were doing some ritual, and it was a big circle in the centre that was illuminating, and if someone was in there, they would have got incinerated. So he pushed everyone out, going, "No, I've got this," and he died in a fire, and now he's got a shrine in his name.
Yeah. I think my favourite was when I did the Curse of Strahd in the shop, and they had a Warforged.
Yeah.
And he was doing sort of the night watch, and ended up having a conversation with Strahd, and Strahd convinced him to join his side, and polymorphed him into a T-Rex. And then they had 2 rounds of trying to fight the T-Rex before Strahd and the T-Rex ran off into the forest together.
Holding hands.
Pretty much, and I decided to up it to true polymorph afterwards. So
Strahd was in a bat form.
So when they assaulted Castle Ravenloft, a T-Rex came out of it, and they were like, "Hey, I know that guy." They have fun with it.
The overall D&D is so versatile. You can do it any way you want.
A lot of RPGs are that way.
The trouble I have with D&D is that everything can be solved by magic so easily.
Yeah. However,
too high fantasy sometimes.
Yes. That's it. I mean, that's part of why I really like the Conan 2D20 system, because it's low fantasy.
Yeah.
There is magic, but magic costs
frowned upon and costs you a lot.
Yeah, and not it's not just money. It's your soul. It's
and it's things like lycanthropy is a curse. Yeah. So does remove curse work? Because that's really underwhelming.
In D&D, yes.
Yeah, I know. So I think it shouldn't. Or I think the way you remove curse
that's then comes down to a DM decision of there are things that could be simply solved with remove curse or cure or all these other sort of things that. Well, no, this one's a special one. You have to go to this temple that I've been trying to send you to this whole time.
Talk to the priest, give him this item.
Yeah, I always
then
try
it will
to remove.
happen.
It's more like an event, so you have to set
Not
up the
just
thing.
cast
You
a
have
spell.
to find the items, and then effectively it's you battling with the curse. And some curses you can just win, and others you can't.
I played in a campaign where resurrection magic was non-existent.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever used or had a resurrection used in a campaign for 2 decades.
Yeah,
We've
and at
tried
the end
to
of it,
actually on Monday because our monk got cut in half.
And at the end of
but I think it's because people are more comfortable nowadays to just go, well, I'll roll up a new character.
Yeah, it's so easy on D&D Beyond. It takes you like 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, like I said, I agree with what you say about magic. The thing is, there's been many times where big boss, not at the point where they've got what they call them, legendary.
Legendary actions or a layer action or.
Gets a natural one on a banish.
Yeah.
But then I just oh look, another one comes out of the lava and
well, the thing is, but also, if the players come up with a smart way to solve a problem, and
reward them.
All right, you've got this big encounter, and then they boom, and it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let them win.
Creative roleplay should be encouraged.
They've done a smart thing. Fine. You've done a smart thing. Well done.
No, because I was hearing something in the background.
What was it?
It was the
playback
of the thing, because I've been watching Twitch yesterday, so I had it turned up in the thing. But yeah, no, it is one of those things that everybody has a different idea on how it should be run, and obviously finding a group of players that sit in that same...
Yeah.
Not all on the same page, but in the same book.
In the same chapter.
Yeah. And it's that. So that's why it's useful to go to your local game store to get in some games to see the local area, meet people in the thing, try and find it, and then it's finding your own groups to then step aside from that and move out of the comfort zone of doing a book campaign, which some people really enjoy doing the book campaigns, and but we're doing a book campaign.
I'm happy to play them. I wouldn't want to DM one.
No, yeah.
Because the way I DM is like there's not enough information in the book for me.
I just make it up.
But you can add.
but this is where because I am neurodivergent. Yeah. That's where I struggle. Yeah. Whereas if I create it myself, I know everything about that situation.
But also, if you've created it yourself, you feel more comfortable.
I wish
moving something around or changing something.
Yeah.
See, I feel comfortable doing that anyway, and use the books as a good template. But I will say, if you're new to DMing,
the books are a very good way.
Hell yeah.
Because there is a lot to planning a campaign you don't think about.
If you and some friends have decided, because like Ian's doing at the moment in store, he's got some of the students from the Abbey come in on a Thursday afternoon and do a campaign.
Yeah.
And he's doing it from the book for them because they're all new to it. So it's here is the book. We're going to hold each other's hands as we go through this adventure sort of thing, and that sort of thing. But I think people need to be encouraged to then step into
the fun,
homebrew.
Step
into your own imagination, because the party will gladly take you. You just put the smidgen of an idea out there. I can guarantee you, most parties will then go, watch this.
Well, the first
you guys went back to a cave to look at spirits.
With the true sight.
No, we found Dragon Prince doing that. I mean, it was.
And I found a symbol on top of
the first game I DM'd was Adventurers League.
Yes.
So,
I liked Adventurers League.
Yeah, and so that kind of set me up, and then it's like, okay, now I'm happy.
To start. It's a good sort of starting platform, but you need to move away from it.
But also let me know what I wasn't happy with. So when I do it my own, I can.
Right.
More importantly,
let's wrap this up. One last thought. Come on.
Halloween.
Oh yeah, Halloween.
Are we planning anything?
I think we're gonna do something for Halloween. The 28th, I think it is.
Day before.
I think that sounds right.
Is the Saturday.
Yeah.
Ian is happy to do something, unless somebody here wanted to do something. A one-shot. I do have a one-shot planned that I'm doing with my group on the 25th in store, which I got ChatGPT to basically give me the idea, and then I went, oh, I really like that, let's go.
Yeah.
So they're going to be level 7.
Ooh, that's a good level. You got plenty.
Because it's that you're in that sort of second tier of.
Well, the D&D's best between levels 4 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 28th.
Yeah, the 28th. They're going to do that. They're going into a forest to a sanitarium that has been burnt down, and there are things happening there, and so they're going to go through that. And basically, the idea is you get from the beginning to the end, where the main doctor is there, who's been experimenting on things, and you kind of fight things in between.
Last year we hired a place out. I can't remember where it was, but we did a Halloween. Oh no, it was a mate's house in Canterbury. Candles and everything. It looked cool.
I don't think we're going to go as far as like dressing up and stuff.
No.
We'll do a themed adventure. Yeah. We might try and step away from D&D for it though, like possibly just something else. If somebody wanted to run something, I'm more than happy for that. But we do have somebody who can come in to run something for us. Yeah. We might be a bit more squished in, but
yeah. So the only thing in D&D that's really make it a little bit more funny and scarier is madness. Yeah. We don't really do a lot of that. Mm-hmm. I've done madness before. Yeah. It is hilarious.
I really want to introduce sanity checks for Elor, but that's a very much Call of Cthulhu thing.
It's something that you can introduce.
Go down the madness route.
Because it's something that you kind of put in there. It's almost like a wild magic table. You get them to roll on a sanity table.
There is a magic.
You come up with a list of things that, and you basically say, well, you're this insane at the moment. So on a 2 on a D20, 2 or lower, you have a nervous break. Or you
wet yourself.
Yeah.
It's got to be positive and negative. I think you can't just have a negative table because it's a punishment. Yeah.
Or you get so intelligent he thinks really when he gets a crit.
You have the best night's sleep ever because your dream is actually one of these like humble moments in your life of your mother 200 years ago making you your favourite apple pie recipe.
And you can smell it. You swear to God you can smell it.
Well, you probably can. Yeah. That's the thing.
Well, because it's all real.
It's real to him.
But anyway, we're going to leave it there. We'll cut this bit as a little bit at the end, maybe do as a separate video to have a discussion about D&D. Which I think that's a good thing. Having these little discussions, that's what really helps a lot of people, because people see it as a difficult entry point because, well, where do I step in? Where do I step in? Sometimes just throw yourself at the deep end.
Yeah, best advice, just have a go.
You won't drown. There'll be people there to help you.
We'll see you for Magic tomorrow, anybody who is here, and we'll see you next week if everybody's available for some Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, I don't see why I shouldn't be, but...
Bye!